Uh, Books, knowledge. We're back. We are back, fam. We're back. You know why? I can't stop. I can't. It's an addiction. We're gonna make it rain some more. I need more offers online. Not sure if I agree to this myself. One offer a day. So I got to do a couple today so we can take some time off. No. Oh. Man, I had such a good day. Bam, this is bumping. So, we're back. You know, I just wanted to do a bit more of that sweet work. You know, when you get when you make a ton of money January 1st on affiliate, you're like, why aren't I doing more of this right now? So here I am. I'm back. Back with the beats. So, man, these landing pages are working out for me. Like I said, I was wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. But I could have been more right. I could have been a lot more right. And that's the important part. With this marketing stuff, honestly, like one thing, so when I owned an agency and I trained ad buyers, because I trained a bunch from pretty much like nothing all the way up to like massive amounts of spend. And one of the big things that I taught them was, if you crack an offer, like if you have it cracked, that's the last time that you ease up on the offer. You almost have to crack it twice, 3 times, just to give yourself enough. So like, let's say cracking is like a 1.5 ROAS. You spend $1, you get $1.50 back. That's good, right? No investment in the world gives you 50% back by any means. And they get to that point, and it's like, well, when you crack it once, you could basically get it back down to no longer cracked again, real easily, just by like ad fatigue. You know, may not be a good day, etc. So what you want to do is you keep trying to crack it. If you stay in that mindset. And it's all like mindset with this stuff and problem solving. You can make your life a lot better if you crack something. Like if you crack it, it's profitable. You know, don't put the keyboard down. Don't go on break. What you need to do at that point is try to crack it again. Pretend like you're back, not profitable. And you go for it again. That's really the only way that, like, it's a mental thing. And it's like that with everything and with everybody. Because what happens is, like, when you hit certain incomes, and I did this like when I was just starting out, I did website design, and we'd make a whole bunch of money. We'd make, well, not like a lot, but back then it was a lot for us. We'd make like $2,000, and we'd be like, all right, party time, you know, and we'd let off the gas. You wouldn't do sales as much. You wouldn't be, in ad buying case, it's like you stop trying new creative. You stop trying to make better landing pages, up the game. And you can't do that. It's also like, you know, what Steve Jobs says about like stay hungry. I took that to heart. You know, it's hard to stay hungry, especially when you hit your goals and it's like, okay, I've reached it. You know, I've made it to the point where I paid for everything. I've got a surplus, etc. Like, you purposely want to, and I don't think it's not really being greedy. You're not trying to be greedy. You're just trying to keep yourself in the growth mindset. Because, like, you know, let's say you were to try a new course or you try something and you make like $20,000 the first month, versus if you tried a new course and you lost money. Like, what version of you would be trying to make more money at that point? Of course, only the version that lost, that still hasn't met his needs. So you really want to, even just like, you're almost lying to yourself to some extent. And I don't recommend lying to yourself unless it's in this case where you almost want to just like pretend you haven't made it yet. Pretend you haven't got to the point that you need to get to. Because yeah, you stop looking. And I'm even guilty of it myself. Like, when I cracked my first affiliate offer, I should have been trying so many more offers. You know, that if anything, that pays for you to have 100 different shots at bat. But I was making so much money from the offer, I got blinded by it. I was just, you know, I was like, 5 minutes a day, that's all it takes. Really, it should have been like, at that point, should have been 18 hours a day. I should have been trying with like even more offers. That should have excited me and put me on to more. So at this point, like for this year, doesn't matter how good I do in a day or how bad. I'm going to keep trying. Like, I'm hungry, like my family's starving, like I need it, because it's all about buffer. You don't want to get yourself to the point where it's like you just make it. You know how that feels. Like, it feels great, and that's like the first thing you unlock. After that point, and it's so true. Like, making more money, there's no additional, even like between making 2,000 a month and 5,000. That makes a big difference because your life changes from it. But it's like anything after that, there's like zero fulfillment from it. Like, once your needs are met and you're doing better than you were before, it's hard to stay hungry, and you want to stay there because it's like you found something. Even with like every opportunity this is just turning into Matt rant time. Fuck landing pages. But it's basically, to some extent, you're just like, you want to make sure that you're just always in that growth. Like, okay, I've grown here, how can I grow up more? How can I push? How can I stay hungry for it? Because everybody gets to that point, and that's like it's a privileged point, and I'm not ungrateful for it or anything like that. I'm so grateful for my life. I always say, like, if I were to never progress past this point and even go down a bit from this point, I'd still be happy for the rest of my life. I'm good, finances taken care of, etc. If I get a Lambo, if I don't get a Lambo, whatever, doesn't matter. Like, that's not the important part. But going from struggling to not struggling, that was one of the greatest feelings you could ever do. But like, going from making 5,000 to 10,000 to 20 to 30, 40, whatever, there's no additional happiness from that. And that's why money doesn't make people happier. It, of course, can buy you more stuff and you can fill that void, but no. And it's like that with everything. You have to look at kind of like all the rules of life and just kind of apply the same aspect for it. So if you find something that works, or you have something that works, pretend like it doesn't, because over a certain amount of time, it probably is not going to work. Everything's a limited opportunity. I always say to myself, like, if I were to be able to go back 5-10 years, what would I do different? And I always say I'd spend more money on ads, because the strategies that used to work no longer work. Like, you're always fighting a ticking time bomb to some extent, where you may have something that works now, especially in the marketing space, like performance, etc. Yeah, your funnel may work now, but guess what? In 10 years, you're going to be doing something completely different. And you're going to be like, man, it was so easy back then. I wish I really leveraged it. I got to work so much harder for the same thing because there's so much more competition and everything else. So it's like, even with the agency, I'd feel bad for my clients sometimes, where it was like, oh man, even if they spent 100,000, it's like, man, we should spend $1 million a month at that point, because we had something that worked. And nothing's sadder than having something that works, like a working business model, and then not leveraging it, making a couple hundred a day off of it versus making thousands a day and everything. So it's like, if you find something that works, you really gotta grasp the opportunity. As I say, even with affiliate offers, they're jet fuel. It runs out. I don't expect to be promoting the same products 10 years from now. I'm probably going to be doing something completely different. And, or just like everything's going to change about it. Maybe it's going to turn into just being the master of stories and everything else. So that's something you really have to factor at your side. Just like, what's good, what's working. Will you be upset if in 5 years you don't leverage enough for it? Probably some of the most successful entrepreneurs I know are, and it's like they say, it's risk taking and everything else, and it's not fully, like, it's not a full risk. It's not roulette risk that you're taking. You're responding to information. So if I have a campaign where if I spend $1 and I'm making $3 and I'm only spending like $100 a day, versus you have such an opportunity there, maybe in the future I won't get that return. So why not spend 1,000 a day, 10,000 a day? And the good entrepreneurs, they realize that. They're like, okay, we have something working. So it's not taking a risk. It's basically seizing an opportunity. So it's like, if you find something that works, you do want to go all in. You don't want to go all in reckless or take like a risk where you don't know. But with this stuff, like with affiliate marketing, you instantly see your results. So like on the daily, for example, let's say if I ramp something up and then it's no longer profitable and I'm losing money, I'm ramping it right back down. you only lost a small amount of money. It's not like I have to keep the budget there for the next 20 years or anything like that. There's no, you don't have to worry about doing anything like that. So also, things change. Facebook policy changes, ad network changes. When I first started advertising, Facebook didn't exist. It was all a Google world. And if I had those penny clicks now, I'd be bloody trillionaire right now, driving around in my Bugatti. Fuck Bugattis. I'd be driving around in like my bus just to handle the amount of kids that I currently have. So no, it's one of those things where it's like one of the biggest mistakes you can make with this internet marketing stuff is if you find something that works, not leveraging it hard enough. Don't expect. You got to always realize in 10 years from now, what you're doing now is probably not going to work. Like, of course, you could evolve along the way and you want to stay ahead of the curve, but you're going to do that worse than if you actually basically are constantly following it. So, anywho, we don't have time for rants. We don't got time for that. What we got to do is we got to make some money. So I got an offer right now running. And guess what? I think I could run it better with this new landing page I'm trying. And if I never find out, then I'll never be able to benefit from it in general. So I'm going to rebuild this landing page live. This is my charity. One of the best entrepreneurs I know calls himself a philanthropist because he's like, when he makes money, everybody comes with him. And he's making money, but he's taking people along the way, and that's what I'm trying to do. I think those are absolutely brilliant words. So, all right, let's jump into Little Matt. Ready? Bam. Ba-bam. Okay. So, yeah, what we're gonna duplicate another page. We're gonna work on Kylo. Let's take a look. So we have a Kylo page. Kylo paint patch. I feel like this one too is suffering the same fate. We update that. We're gonna go Kylo paint patch short. Just because it's the other landing page is short too. I'm just calling it. You know what? Matt Farm's the short landing page master. Kylo pain patch. The best products for parents. We got more. 2023. Let's date it. Why not? Someone's going to be searching for that. All right, publish. Let's jump into it. So I know you're asking. Well, I don't know what you're asking. Probably asking like, why the hell are you ranting so much, Matt? Because I'm pumped. This year's going well. I want to absolutely seize this year. I only have a limited opportunity. 80-year-old Matt isn't going to be like, hey, everyone, please subscribe. Please. Well, he could, actually. I'm going to be one of those, 80-year-olds that just don't care, That'll be me for sure. Being like, yeah. Sir, can you put on pants when you enter the store? So we're modeling this page, but guess what? We ain't making this page. This one's a copy. I get good performance here, better than the landing page, but you know what? We want better. We want better. We got to keep chasing it. I'm not done until this landing page. Actually, no. I'm not even going to set a limit on it. I'm just not done. We got to do 365 offers a year. No, let's not go for that. Maybe 200 offers. Or even 100 offers per year. An offer every 3 days. Give me a break, guys. My Amex is going to be my Amex rep's going to be like, Matt, are you sure about this? You're doing a lot of ad spend right now. I would be like, shut up, Rex. That's his name. I'm trying to get the points. We need to fly to Romania, Dubai, all the great places. Da-dunch. No, I'm not looking to... I don't need to use emotions or anything like that to split my audience. I can do it without all that. All right. let me just see here. Tell me if you like that marketing or that rant in general. I would see one of the reasons why I'm doing this is now that I'm no longer, oh, we're breaking it. Now that I'm no longer in the agency space and training people, I used to do a Friday meeting that I absolutely loved. And I hope they loved it too. I got good reviews. Oh, yeah, what are we going after today? Got to make sure I can't get recommended to the youngins. Let me. Is it gonna auto? Is it? Is it? Do we even have that set up right now? Oh, whatever. Boulevard. It's Boulevard. I think I'm gonna upgrade my camera. That's how good of a day it was. Alright, so jumping into this, we're making a model of the other page. Stay on page. It says that I gotta press this publish button. Don't mess around. Don't do the wrong publish button, okay? You gotta double tap that publish button. Oh. I really need to find more like lo-fi music and stuff too. I don't have enough. Actually, I have one that I have to finish right here. Probably from the last stream. Okay. Edit with oxygen. Let's go. Oh. Okay, step 2 of a multi-step process is I get the other page beside me. So we're gonna have to shuffle around some windows. I should really have my my surface here. Okay, let's take a look. Perfect. We're bright today too. I was playing around pretending I was getting nuked. Ah! Don't ask. I'm stupid. We all know this. But yeah. So I put the lights a bit bright. And honestly, by 2024, I'm going to be absolutely cooked. I got some water today. Staying hydrated, healthy habits. Cheers. Ding. It's not glass, but it made the ding. Okay. So we basically have to make this into this. Can we do it? Answer. I hope so. Or this stream's gonna suck. I don't think it's gonna take long. It's probably gonna be somewhat of a two-parter. We have Tiff with us right now, but she is half COVID, so I don't want to do a full introduction. She's like, I ain't talking. I ain't talking. And you're dumb. That's what she said. She's like, Matt, you're dumb, and I ain't talking. No, she didn't say that. She is supportive wife, so I can't complain. I'm gonna go over my tracking document tomorrow. Right now, oh, look at that. That's simple. Video's done. Okay. All right, later. Sorry. I was also getting asked by Tiff's like, how do you talk so much during your stream when nobody talks? And I told it the truth is, like, this is just my thoughts flowing. Like, not some kind of, like, oh, Steve Jobs level flowing. The only thing I have to censor is stuff that gets me canceled. But just in general, I just, like, this is kind of what I'm thinking. I have a lot of energy. Like, I move my legs around, so you'll notice me, like, bobbing around. I don't know where I derive this energy from. Probably energy. Oh, man. Okay, so I did a cardinal sin. An absolute cardinal bird sin. Which is, you know what? We're gonna go for... Kylo, the future of pain relief. So this is easy. When it's black, just all zeros. When it's white, it's all Fs. Bam. I may want to do a red button though. Not this red, but like let's find a good red. That's feeling good. So we're gonna put this in a notepad over here. Bam. That's the red that we're gonna reference. from now on. From the study on Kylo. Okay, so we will need to use this color here. Okay, let's just update all of our buttons first. Why not, right? It's an easy thing. Start easy. You know, you start the momentum going, and then we will have to change this. See, the thing is, this isn't going for the same landing page, so this will probably take me a little bit longer, but that's fine. And what I wanted to do here is like just basically, oh man, that's horrible. So what we're doing is there's a study on Kylo that's being done right now, and the study itself sells it. Like, let's be serious here. Like, there's a reason why I'm doing this, because one of the biggest objections is that shit ain't gonna work. But this is pretty.
User disconnected from your channel.
Fine, be that way. This is pretty good. So let's read. Okay. I may want this from the original landing page, but let's get him in here. Come on, buddy.
User entered your channel.
You know what? We could actually fit this. Heck yeah. I gotta figure out the color scheme on this. I may just do like a very subtle, like this is kind of the color scheme we went with last time. Let me just put this one down here. Where I'm not looking for, we're still the same, it's like a similar demographic. Of course, we're not doing preppers or anything like that for this, but we got to factor demographic for this is going to be people kind of like 35 and up, potentially under, but likely one thing is they may think it's the devil because you know, it's technology, so it may not be like 65 plus, even though I did see a lot of purchases come in 65 plus. And see, like, we have this offer cracked, but like I said at the beginning, double cracked. It's the only thing I am willing to accept on my side is just basically having this cracked twice. If it was a chiropractic service, that'd be funny, you know, double crack it, but so I like the strength, the whole like here's a sample. I don't think we need to say here's a sample. Of course, we'll have to reference this at the bottom. What is the Kylo pain patch? So we can just start it out with that. Let's go through. So, go away. Okay, there we go. We just need to back off. Let's just start changing all the colors. There we go. Just to match exactly what we're targeting here. We do have background colors that we will have to abide by. That's good. I think this one has a 90. 90-day money back guarantee. I'm gonna need a new badge. So we're gonna need lots of images of this and everything else. Problem is I have to go direct to cart. I may not even do columns for this. I may just do a single product. But we'll see when we get there. You know, there's lots of different things we got to do. Okay, don't need that. Well, we definitely don't want it that color. As you can see, I really like this font. I may try just because I could change the font so easily across the entire page. I may do a split test on font. That'd be actually really interesting to see if it'd work, because that's one of those things that could potentially, oh, we need to put it up, could potentially make a difference. A lot of people like to use serif, which don't use serif fonts. Serifs are with the little, it's like the newspaper font. You know how they have like little things that go from it? That's specifically, ow! Whew! Torch my finger. Pay attention. F word. We're keeping it not swearing today. Oh. What have I done? I need a Kylo patch right now. My Kylo patch should be on the way too. I don't really have much pain anywhere, but I got kids. They'll hurt me somehow. Or I'll fall down the stairs or something. Who knows? We'll see. Subject to change. One thing I got coming is a green screen to put behind me, just so I don't get this stupid, like, see that? You see that fucking bullshit behind me when I move? It's the quality for you guys. Another reason why I do this too is, like, with all my kids and stuff, I know in like 1,000 years people will be able to watch this and be like, wow, they're real degenerates back then. Color paint patch. We'll get into that more. Stay on topic, Matt. We can change that. So font colors already looking good. You know, let's change up some of the images right now. We got lots to choose from. Problem is they aren't the best demographic for who I'm actually selling to. It is an older sale. No, I don't like that one. Definitely going to be a female-centric type product. Females just seem to buy more. Come on, guys. Get on it. Buy more. So everyone's so reluctant to buy stuff, and it's just like, don't be. Live a good life. Try stuff. Even if it doesn't work, keep trying. Try faster. It's a book suitable for beginners. How does it work? See, some of this may get a bit redundant, so we're gonna have to rebuild it on the fly. So there's gonna be a lot of me like, okay, let's see. How does it work? We already have a whole thing here for it. So I'm just pulling from the other landing page. This is kind of what you'd like, or what you could call a Frankenstein build. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Where we just build certain parts. Like, honestly, it's one of the best ways to build. You know, move around the puzzle pieces and everything. And then read it over. Yeah. So here we go. Ooh, I can't fully do this. Okay. I'm 3D printing on the background, so I hope you guys can't hear it. But it's okay. I got a tablet stand 3D printing. I need to get a stand for my new Stream Deck too. I got one of the ones with knobs. That's how I could do the nuclear effect on my face. Okay. So let's go. Includes. Bold. Save. BR. This is the only HTML tag you need to learn for my method. If you could type whatever, bracket, BR, etc., it'll pretty much work. Is this book suitable for beginners? So I may have to change that. Oh, I have so much. This may paste in. I predict it. Awful. Okay. Okay. You guys just wait till I do this for the other offers that I have. It's gonna be big. Okay, that's not bad. Not good by any means, but I kind of want to get like some kind of cool I'll make some kind of cool background here that and that's one thing I could add, like a nice little background to this video in general, where it has the actual product on it. So kind of like a faded out product, etc. I'll have to work with the assets for that, but that's no problem. See, one thing I could do here as well is stack some images together. I just have so many assets for this. Okay, let's get this in here. Bam. Bam. So then inside this div, what we're going to do is horizontally stack. Nice. And then just, we're going to put a 5 margin. Oh, no. We'll push it on the other side. 5. And then this one will need a 5 margin as well. Bam, 5. And let's select some more images here. We'd select it from the gallery. Okay. We got Backtats McGee over here, and one thing I do have to watch is this is a very female-centric page. And like I said, you can set up, when this offer works, I'll likely do a version of the page where it's all male imagery on it, and that will be the one that I target towards male. Like, this page is just shaping up to be fully female targeted, and you really have to think and separate it kind of based on that. And even demographic, like, this isn't the best for the older demographic. I'd want to actually go in and just like, yeah, target or just have imagery of people, older people, because it's just like, you know, if I went to a site and it's like, here's a wrist wrap or something like that, and it was just all like 97-year-old ladies being like, I would be like, what? Yeah, I'd work on their wrist, but I got a power wrist. You know, it wouldn't be good. Versus if I saw like The Rock had it on, and like Arnold and like Sylvester Stallone and all those guys, they're just all wrist wrapped up, like yeah. I'll be like, okay, that's my wrist wrap that I want. Like, just think of how the imagery would affect, you know, like, think you're going to buy something. You're buying a new motorcycle, and it just shows like, you know, Betty White on it, just being like, it just, you know, you wouldn't be like, well, that's not hardcore. I can't drive that motorcycle around. Or if it's like a scooter or something, you're like, oh, I don't want to be a happy old lady. Got to put yourself in their shoes. So, like, this one will definitely work for the younger demo. I'm also going to change these call to actions, like all the buy call to actions. Click here for a big discount type deal, because I'm not trying to directly sell from here. So I kind of have to get rid of this. Oh, my direct response is gone. I believe there's a 40% off offer. And then what we can do here, which it has a link wrapper around it. Let's remove that link wrapper. And then we could just delete this whole thing right here. It doesn't matter if I delete all this stuff. I don't have to work because I already have a copy of this page. We need to browse. We need this. Is that a PNG? It is. Look at this. Okay. Select your bundle. We gotta do something about this glow color. I'm not feeling it. It needs to be grayish, just so it fits. And then we need a buy now button. Where can we harvest one from? Duplicate. See, the next step is really I'd look at like what's a trending ecom product right now, which one that people are selling a lot of currently, and I'd look at how they have it shown, and I'd look at that and somewhat mock it up similar. It's not stealing, okay? Get off my back. It's creative. Like eventually, for example, you can I could still use this image, but you're being inspired. It's like it sounds like stealing in the end. So what happens with all this stuff? And it's like you'll probably copy me to begin with. And that's fine. I understand that. As long as it's not a carbon copy. You know, there's a difference between doing a carbon copy. It doesn't benefit either of us. So don't do it, you know? But yeah, you can basically you can get inspired and do something similar, but you want to change it. And you want to change it because like duplicate content doesn't work out so well, etc. You know, there's multiple reasons why you'd want to actually like to do it on just even the technical side, but you figure out what works and you get it working and you spend lots of money, and then like once you've really learned and you became really good at this stuff and you kind of you know all the stuff, you tried it, your toolbox is full. So it's like being a good digital marketer, it's not just having one strategy, not like a single strategy, it's having thousands of strategies. And once you've kind of learned all the different types of strategies you could do, it's like, okay, I know all these strategies. At that point, that's when you can try to recreate the wheel. But if you're a creative person, feel free to do it right away. You know, try it. With performance marketing, you're just risking your own money in the end. You know, it's not too big of a deal if it doesn't work out. Okay, let's see here. I think so. What I'll probably want to do for this one, I did really like the so browse, I already have this in here, select, okay, let's just see. Oh, I really wish I could just copy this over, but that's fine. I can build it live for you guys. We got this. Okay, typography, line height, 1.2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 4 is too much. 3, 2, 5. Split the difference. Let's go. And here's the part that I'm copying just so you guys can get an idea of it and what's on my other side of my monitor. I may even include this too at the same time. I don't really know how to copy from a previous template. I kind of wish I did. Like if I could just copy elements from the previous template and import them to a new template, that would be amazing. But I'm not sure it's that simple. Well, it's something we can definitely learn. And like, you know, I'm always trying to learn this program a bit better, save some more time. This is what we're doing right here. Right here. Okay, duplicate. Okay. Clinical trials. Save. I wonder how I put that line in there. What even is that? Put that in after. All right. Then after this, we're going to create ourselves a good old div. And inside the div, we're going to stack horizontally. So I'm going to add an image. Yeah, perfect. Thanks for that. Lungs. Okay, and then beside that, we're going to put a little bit of text. No side. Effects. Get out of here. Okay, here's one where we want to decrease the size. I said decrease the size. Typography. Line height's too low. Maybe 1.1. Is that legible? 1.2. All right, going in the right direction here. Bam. What we can do too is we just put the little space that we need on this side and then duplicate. Whoa now. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, so this image, let's just do both of them. Okay. I think this is a different way that I did it versus the other one, but we may want to make this rich text, to be honest. Here, let's do it. Okay. Just so we can wrap it ourselves. Save. Font size. That's a little small there. A little small there, bud. Sorry, sometimes the Canadian just comes out. I can't control it. Hey, bud. Typography, line height, 1.1. 1.2. Let's go for it. Okay, there we go. It seems to be doing a bit better. Delete. Whoa, now. So what we can do here is we could always just set a width for it. Do it like 100. Now we need a bit more. 120. Okay, that should be good. Duplicate it at this point. Put it over on this side. We need a bit more room. Bit more womb, some would say. Okay, bam, save. Oh, I hate when I don't use the same style. we'll have to play around with this one a little bit just to make it look good. But browse. So we got a clock on this one. Select. Another thing we're going to split test too is I got lots of different videos for this, so that's good. I can try different videos in the header and just see how it affects it. Okay, we're not gonna burn ourselves this time, because that would be bad. Bam. Heck yeah. No burning yet. I could just smell the skid. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say that. But if we get canceled, that's fine. Because I make money other ways. It's like famous last words for every influencer. I don't need this. Channel's deleted the next day. Okay, so browse. This one is the beautiful pills. And this one is hand with check. 2 kilobytes. That's a great size image. How does it look? Wow. I'm still interested to see how I did this. Here, 1 second. I'm going to oops. Is that right? No. Bam. Okay, let's just go to the other page in SiteGround and just see what I did with it. I'm doing this on my other monitor. You're not allowed to see. Passwords are being put in. We hit save on this, just in case. Pages. Okay, let's edit. It has issues with me working on multiple parts, and there's some downsides to me doing this. Also, on the side, let's get an update on daily profitability. You're not allowed to see this part. Maybe a couple streams. Oh. It is good today. Today is a good day. Fuck. Okay. 20 font. Yeah. Okay, cool. I gotta see their verbiage around what they say on the 90 days. Benefit. Bum, bum. We're blasting this out right now. Okay, this is not too relevant for what we need. These, I could definitely take more of these right now, but Jared F. Verified buyer. So these are directly from their site, not looking to make anything up. I'll need to take another one though, which is okay. Verified buyer. Okay. And we'll need one here. Okay. I like this sentence for it. Nice. Okay. We can update this. We're going about the easy stuff first, all right? That's what it's all about. Take care of the easy stuff. We can do the whole thing. Let's go right here. Save. So for this, the white font is actually a bad idea because we want to make sure, especially with anything, if you basically try to make it so it's harder to see anything like this on your site, you're gonna get banned. Don't do it. Even if you do it by accident, you will get banned, I promise you. Oh yeah, save. Okay. Global brothers now. Okay, let's take a look at this over here. Okay. About the site. Food and drug. Two of my favorite things. The joke. Hello. Paint patch. Gotta say that. Heck yeah. I think there's a way to make this a reusable section. We're going to look into this just because, like, I could save myself so much time with some of this stuff. Okay, we don't technically need this, even though it's beautiful. So we will have to build some more stuff into it and just look at the page overall. And, like, we will have to rework this. It's made for common folk. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we got water, waterproof, last for years, always on. Okay. We got BR. And then at the end of the sentences, we're just going to do double breaks, and you'll see how it pushes it. Heck yeah. We want these bold, bold, and bold. Again. All right. And like I said, even if this doesn't work, we could probably duplicate this one. And we got lots of images to work with, and they're luckily already uploaded. I wish I had some more like older images for this, but show the product off. This is a good one. Watch out, Herschel hat. Don't burn my finger. We got a fierce flame coming from this. What time we at? How long have we taken to do this? 55 minutes. Damn, am I gonna have to work 4 hours a day for this? Of course, you know. And there's nothing wrong with it. And it'll probably take you longer to do it. I've been doing this for a very, 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 very long time, but even if it takes you 2 days to do it, is it worth it? Yes. Please do it. I kind of like this background, so get ready for the magic, guys. Bam. Yeah, backgrounds that work. When you experience pain, I'm such a hacking copywriter. There's no copywriting talent here. Gotta know your weakness. Pain patch. Okay, we will want like a good image for behind here. Maybe we'll do something live. Reasons why my stream has to be marked as mature. Number 1, smoke cigars on it. Number 2, fucking swear too much. Damn it. But I heard it actually hurts my organic growth, so I may actually try a couple streams where I just don't swear as much, but do we really want that? Like, really? I feel like an image beside this, like the money back guarantee, would look really good. Let's see. Let's just play around with this, see if it looks good. So we can stack it from side to side. First thing we'll add is an image. So we just go image, easy. 90-day money back guarantee. Whoa now. Oh, we don't have to be that big. Jeez. Jeez, lady. Okay, so we're good there. And then we go put it there. That's cool. I feel like I want more padding there though on the words. And padding is just padding. Like I said, padding's for text. Margin is for just moving stuff around like blocks. Text you can move around with both. So if you have a margin and a padding, it'll basically do both. So like let's say if I do 50 and then I do 50, you see how it went there? Why not? I almost just like need to put something more here. I wish I could link directly to bundles, but I can't on this. I'll find a way. I will find a way. I guarantee that. I'm a problem solver and a problem creator. When you experience. So this is really redundant. See, like I said, the best way. So hit save on this. What I recommend that you do after you create something like this is you basically. Whoa, so big. You basically. Whoa now. Oh, I had a negative margin on this before. Used to never be able to use negative margins properly, but now you can, so here I am just exploiting that. Click away to see how it is. I'm going to do some type of background for it. What if I should add the Kylo paint patch? Will it make a difference? Probably not more than like 1%. I really just want people to watch the video to start anyways. Like, let's take a look.
Meet Kylo, the world's first nanotech pain patch, developed specifically for relieving pain. Crowdfunded in 143 minutes, millions in sales, and hundreds of thousands of happy customers that all have one thing in common: less pain.
See, if realistically, what I should do is just caption this, and then take that for what is Kylo, exact same copy for it, and then probably take this. So we're going to do that. And see, watching the videos could be really inspiring for it. Do that, put that here. How does it work? Yep. We'll need to fill that up again, but that's what's going to be filled here. Let's keep watching.
But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers are saying.
Bah, bah,
Way
bah.
better. I can't believe that. What is this? Kind of weird.
It is weird.
This is like witchcraft.
It has been a total life changer for me.
Thank you so much.
It doesn't hurt. Yay!
Yay!
Hi, I'm Emma, a wife, mother, daughter of two incredible parents, a homeowner, and a 10-year victim of back pain. If there's one thing we have in common,
This is also why
pain.
it's a great female
Dull
video.
pain, sharp pain, chronic pain, can't walk, can't talk, can't smile, can't sleep, back pain, knee pain, head pain, nerve pain, pain in the neck, pain in the side, pain in the... Pain. Okay, enough about the P word. We all know that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. It's time to flip the switch on pain. Let's talk solutions.
See, one thing I can do to this video. Pause. One thing I can do to this video to make it different and make it not show up as duplicate is just caption it. It's not caption, put hard captions in it. You're winning already.
If you're like me, you've tried everything under the sun. Opioids, muscle relaxers, creams, salves, ice, heat, stim, massage, yoga, acupuncture, meditation, you name it, and I've probably tried it a dozen times. It's the 21st century, folks. The world is changing fast, and we have the technology to do better. Finally, there are some people who have done
I love that
better.
shot. Such a good
With
B-roll.
Kylo, customers say
These
pain
guys are
relief has never
absolutely
been this
genius.
simple, effective, or affordable. Kylo is the future of pain relief, designed
better not
to
have
boost the
copyright
natural
on this
signals of the
music.
body and help the brain communicate with disrupted areas more effectively. Kylo contains billions of charged nanocapacitors that work like a bioantenna, designed to assist the body in clear communication and to reduce signals that cause pain. Just apply the adhesive patch to your skin and feel the pain begin to go away. This reusable pain relief product offers amazing long-term potential for a one-time purchase. Still not convinced? Let's get personal. This is my mom. She's 68 and has battled with chronic fibromyalgia most of her adult life.
That sucks.
Her pain became so unbearable that she turned to opioids, which eventually became a dependency. And my dad,
It's bad.
he likes to play hard. But eventually his body couldn't keep up with the old high school football injury. And eventually his sciatica got so bad he couldn't even make a 2-hour drive to visit his only daughter and grandchildren. Not cool, tough guy. So
Talking shit.
I asked my parents to try Kylo and see.
Another reason why this is a female creative. It's like the female creative is always, and people joke about this. It's like, my husband's an idiot. And then it shows a guy just being like, good, walking into a door. And they're like, ha ha ha, he's so useless. Fuck you. No, I don't care. If it converts,
what the
whatever.
hype is all about. Initially, we were skeptical.
Not that I don't do that.
Now, we're stunned. My mom's pain went from a 9 to a 3, and my dad's from a 7 to a 2. With hundreds
They have their
of
music game
thousands of
down. I
Kylo
need their
patches
lo-fi
sold, not
beats.
one customer has reported harmful side effects. Kylo customers also report it's the best reliever for back pain, myself included. Kylo has helped reduce pain for hundreds of thousands of people who were willing to overcome their skepticism and give it a try. And with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you can't afford not to.
hundreds of people who are willing to put their skepticism aside. Think of that messaging. You're like, what are you doing really with this kind of stuff? Are you objection handling? Yeah, you know. Guess what? These guys, they're not shitty skeptics like you. And the thing is, like, studies proved. It has studies. I'm not trying to sell some kind of, like, Ponzi scheme ass product that doesn't actually work. And I even get comments on the ads. People are like, oh, it worked insanely. Like, that's one of the signs. If every single comment I got was like, fuck this patch, it was garbage, I returned it, blah, blah, blah. Or if it has high refunds or anything like that. No, I wouldn't advertise it. Fuck that. I'm not willing to. Yeah, like I said it in my New Year's statement. Like, you got to do products and stuff. You make the world better. If you're making the world better and you're making money, you're in a good place. You're invincible. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's gonna be a bit harder. You know, like let's say somebody sells this thing, they produce it, they just fucking like use their printer, they print it on a piece of paper, and they're like, yeah, just put this on your chest and you're good. You know, if it's something like that, yeah, you make some money. Who can, like, short term? It's a short term decision, and if it's going to be one of those like short term decisions, it usually doesn't last long. Versus a long term decision, you know, something like this, it's where it's an actually good product and you're pushing it out to people and you're happy with the product and everything else and blah blah blah, you name it. Like, that's really important. It's going to last longer. It's going to make more money. You're going to feel better about it. You're not going to have bad things happen to you where you get certain government agencies knocking at your door, because you're not lying about the product. You're actually getting a legit testimonials from people, etc. Do this, please. Everybody takes shortcuts. And I talked about like doing what you love and everything, and it's like, I want to sell products and make the world better. I love doing that. It's great. Like, for the stuff that I was working on earlier, helping home doctor references. Should people have it? Yeah, I believe so. I'll sell anything I believe in that I'd be willing to buy, or that I wouldn't get mad if my mom bought. Hear that, Ma? Maybe. I don't know. Are you partying, Ma? Are you partying right now? Are you up? Probably. Fun fact about my lovely mother is at my sister's wedding, last people standing. You know, I was on the porch because that's where we go. You know, we're having a couple drinks. I'm not an alcoholic. I barely ever drink. I had a beer on the stream. I drank like a third of it and dumped the rest out because I don't really like drinking. But, you know, for occasions I will. Or if I have bad influences. You know who you are. I will. But yeah, we're the last one standing. She's a G. Just telling you that, Ma. Me and you. Partiers. Let's go. Anyways, keep going.
The consensus is clear. Kylo is a life changer.
Oh, the mosaic of testimonials. Whoever edited this, that
The future of painting.
for the second, I bet they put more effort into that part than the entire like video. Well, I'm sure a lot went into the video, but like per second effort, oh god. Unless maybe he had like some plugin, or I don't even know. I'm starting to try to get into video editing. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to learn the basics of it, and it helps you hire video editors and everything else. But it's one of those things. I just know there's so much effort. You're taking so much clips. You're doing so many computations for it too. Jesus.
Effective and affordable.
I hate that part. I'll cut this out. Because
Specific.
it's like saying, buy on Amazon, so I don't get credit for the sale. Don't do that. No. It's sending it to their website where I'm not going to get credit for it. Sucks. If I push directly to the landing page, it would, but it doesn't. So I'm going to take that copy that she said at the beginning, and I'm going to use it. And it's going to be unique because they don't use it anywhere else. I wish I had something a bit more about the inventor. I'm sure I could find it. They have lots of advertorials that I can pull content from, and I'll likely get it from there or some of the videos. But I just want to say something about the actual inventor. One thing I may want to add too is this always works good. This works good like multi-product wide. Select. Okay, we don't have to make it that big. No, not even that big. E5. Add some text. Made in USA. It's not proper grammar, but I ain't no proper grammar either. Okay? I just want them to know it's made in the US. That's so bad? It is. It's made in the US. It's usually a sign that it is a better product. I'm making this a little bit smaller. Because I don't have to put that much emphasis. I don't have to have like crazy. Although it could work for certain products. You put that flag up, people are proud. And I don't blame them. There's nothing wrong with having pride in your country. And supporting your country as well, too, at the same time. Do it. Support local. Just helps me with my values, and everything else is properly doing this. So, yeah. All right, so what do we have so far? Just basically, here's the... and if you want more information about the product, so let's go over the product. Let's do a product rundown of why I'm even doing this offer. Number one, I believe in it. Number two, it has a great payout. It's $70 US payout. I buy ads in Canadian dollars at, like, let's say if I was 1-to-1, I spend $100 and I made $100, I'd make 100 US. So I spend in Canadian, and that's a 1.39 or 38 or whatever we're at right now. Markets are closed. Don't judge me. Let's see. Let's see what we're at right now. 1.35415. Okay. Yeah, that's how much it's important for me. Like, the currency levels can make a big difference, because when I first started affiliate advertising, it was at like 1.4. That's an instant 40% revenue on a 1-to-1 ad spend. And I find the costs are very similar when you do it. Like, doing ads Canadian dollar, I get pretty good results from it overall. Get up there. There we go. I just want to make sure this fits a bit better. But yeah, it's a product. They buy it. You make $70. Let's take a look. So they spend potentially... so it's potentially 138 Canadian. So that's $99. It should be. I think they put some in here. I can sell this worldwide, so I may make changes kind of based off that. You can see the upsells are brilliant, and you get a flat. It's also good to know, like, do I get money if they buy more? And they usually do it by averages. Sometimes the affiliate network takes a difference because they know, but they also usually they leave some on the table for leverage. So, like, realistically, it's not the $30 for shipping and all that other stuff, and that's what they make from it. No, it's not going to be that way. Where average, like, most people are going to be buying the full pack. So, like, the 276, whatever, 199, where they get two and one free and etc. So, like, their average order value guaranteed is way over $100. Their average order value is probably honestly like $200, and they're paying out 70 of it. So that gives them the margin that they can produce it. They can make it a good product. It's not like they're, just printing them out on their paper. They do have hard costs and everything else. And it's good for us to have a stable payout. You don't want to have a 99% payout, because then they spent $1 on the actual product itself. And nothing is mass produced at $1. Doesn't matter what you sell. So, that could be an indicator too. Kind of watch out for that. Well, how much are they making from it? And what they're making, they have to have a margin on it, and they're willing to make it. Most businesses kind of run off that 20 to 30% margin, especially with like physical products and everything. So they have to get enough money that they could also profit 20 to 30% from it. Maybe more, maybe less. They are getting a higher order value for it. So if they're making 270 of it goes to the ad cost. That's 130. 20% of that is $26 per order. And then it just becomes a volume game. They sell 1 million, they make $26 million from it. Like, it's just all math related. And I'm a very number and metric based guy, which that's my thing, so I look at that too, to be like, how good could this product be if they're only making this much off of it? But if they are making like $40 profit, and they have $30 profit, and they have 110 expense for the actual product itself, for developing it. It costs money to develop. It costs money for those scientific things. It costs all that other stuff. Those costs are already in. They're outside of the margin of what they actually make for it. So that's a good amount of money that they spend on the product itself, and it's still a decent amount of profit, and it's still a great payout. So it's like, you got to look at the metrics of the offer and be like, hey, they're paying me way too much for this. There's got to be something up. Either they're upselling without you knowing about it, or they're doing something else, or they're not looking to make break even. No company's looking to make break even, but they are looking for a healthy margin. Typically they're not looking for 70% margin. Businesses don't have to run off a 70% margin. They can. It's possible. Like, it's possible that these guys are just like, let's say it's a 50-50 cost, and they make a whatever. I had to do a number that was really hard to calculate, like $75 per purchase. Good for them. That still leaves $75 to actually produce this. So, the materials and everything going in are going to be good. I highly doubt they have good margins. I highly doubt they have margins that high. Not many businesses have margins that high. As an affiliate, I have quite a high margin overall, just because this is what I do. But my ad spend's a margin too at the same time. So if I look at it, like, my margin is, it can be like, I have a bunch of offers right now kind of running at like 3 ROAS, and of course I'm scaling them, and that's going to go down, and that still gives me, like, let's say if I'm at 2 ROAS, so if I spend $1 and make $2 back, that's a 50% margin on like what my fuel is and what my cost is. And of course there's other costs that I have too at the same time. My time, got to get paid, my Lambo, my private jet, my Bugatti, etc. But you got to look at that. And the thing is, like, there's costs too that I have where potentially I'm going to advertise something that doesn't pay me back, and I spend a couple $1,000s on it and it doesn't. So it's all kind of relative, and you really have to like factor that in when it comes to just margin overall, of like how much they're making on a product. You really want to see that, and then it's also like, this product is one of the top offers, probably even fucking worldwide right now. Like, the amount of money that is made per week off this, I shouldn't even say, but there's multiple people making like $200,000 to $300,000 revenue. Let's say their margin's less than that, even like a 30% margin, 25% margin. They're still making an absolute killing per week. They're doing a ton of volume. There's not many cases, and there is a lot of businesses that do this, and it's like, I feel bad for them, where you're basically making a 10% margin on your ad spend, because, like, let's say you have a day where the cart goes down, it takes 10 days to make up for that, or 9 days to make up for that in ad spend. So it's really hard to operate there, because as soon as something goes wrong, as soon as you have costs and all this other stuff, and to spend 100,000 to make 10,000 back, it's not, it isn't always guaranteed. You get the data back pretty much immediately, but there is a daily risk that I take. I could lose money in a day. Let's say tomorrow I could lose my ad spend. Something happens, etc. Let's say the company sells out of the product and they don't tell me about it, and I'm still spending the same ad spend, and no one can buy. And I do a whole day of ad spend. That's going to hurt. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars. And if I had a margin of 10% and I only spent $10,000 or $30,000 in ad spend, blah blah blah. Yeah, it wouldn't work for number wise. So like it's really good for you to just kind of look at those numbers. They're not advanced. Like fuck you, math teacher, I still haven't used trigonometry yet. One of those sayings where it's like typical one of those things, like, screw you, math teacher. I haven't used advanced calculus yet in life. Now, you don't really have to use it. It's just kind of like basic financial math, and just taking a look at it and getting an idea. And it's a black box. You're not always 100% certain how much they're making, or anything like that, but you can kind of get a gauge for it. And that if the numbers don't line up, like if there's some big questions in there, you just want to make sure you're not selling some product that is garbage. Like I said, if they're selling this for $10 and I make $70. I'm like, where's this extra money coming from? Unless that is their average order value, or they have 100%, like they're willing to do at such a low margin, or that the product overall just costs them nothing to make, which means it's probably low quality. Just factoring everything like that, you want to take a look at it, because in affiliate, you're really dependent. So as much as you're not dependent on, it's not like e-commerce where you have to figure out where to source the products and all this other stuff and logistics, etc. The good thing about affiliate marketing is you don't have to worry about all the actual headaches for it, which is nice. Let's see. So this product in general is from a company. This is my favorite. Okay, this one, I'm giving you the best. And I did a short on like what are the best ad networks, and there's some that are absolutely, or affiliate networks, there's some that are absolutely amazing for it. Like and then there's some that are kind of like a mix, you know, they have some good products and they have some bad products, etc. Let's just take a look here. I'm going to link you directly to where I use it. I'm going to use my affiliate link for it because I'm an affiliate. If you sign up, there's no additional cost. If you use my link, I could get you rep access. I can get you help and everything else. But this ad network is, let me just paste it in the chat. Hopefully it goes to all of them. Let's wait for it. Check, 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 check. Here we go. Restream. It says it's from restream.io. But there's my sign up link for it. It's called GiddyUp. And I did, if you look at some of my lives, or if you search for YouTube, my live on like offer reviews, I did one of this network. You do have to apply for it, and they're not the easiest to get into. If you guys have any issues getting into it, I could let you know that I have your back. I can get you into this network. It's kind of an invite only. But GiddyUp, these guys sell some bloody amazing products in general. So I'd recommend this. Some of my best products are from this, and some of the big dogs. This is like one of those secret networks only the big dogs know about. People would be mad that I'm even sharing it. So fuck them. But yeah, it's there's a sign up for it, but you can just check it out. You can check out GiddyUp. I think you have to be signed up to actually see the offers. Let me here. I'll do a quick review of it. I can't fully do it. If you watch the offer review for it, it's probably best, because I can cut out who my rep is, and I don't want his email leaking out or anything like that, because he's going to be like, Matt, you dickhead, you know, people are emailing me directly. But GiddyUp's one of the best. If I were to say top 3, like what are my top 3 recommendations for ad networks, it's going to be ClickBank is actually good. They have some bad products in there that I don't believe in, but sorry, I'm a Canadian, I have to say sorry, all my Canadians. But yeah, sorry, ClickBank. Some of the products I don't believe in. But the product that, you know, I've made enough for ClickBank, as we can see. Here's my Platinum Award. To get a Platinum Award, you have to sell like $500,000 worth of product, I believe. Platinum 2022. I got 2023 on the way. Made it. We did it, fam. But yeah, I did make it. Oh, whoa, we're breaking stuff. Okay. But yeah, ClickBank is good. I'd recommend logging in ClickBank, and I even show how I do it. I create like an offer list and get an idea of like what are some good offers, what are some bad ones. These guys are absolutely ClickBank is good. ClickBank, you're guaranteed, all these ones I recommend, you're guaranteed to get payout. They're good people. They're big networks. They have the most amount of offers. Next one, Digistore24. That one, an absolute gem. I'm getting a referral link for that one just for signing up. And that's a good one. And then, yeah, GiddyUp. GiddyUp is absolutely some of the best products that you could possibly get. Kylo's from here. I've advertised a bunch from here. There's one product that I just can't sell right now because they went to invite only affiliate, which is sad because I was making good money from it and etc. But we sold them out going into Christmas, and these guys care. Like they on GiddyUp, it's like the offer quality. I'd say ClickBank, 70% of the offers are good. Maybe less, maybe 50%. Maybe Digistore, maybe 40%. They are still good. But they have a bunch of like diabetes cures, cancer cures, etc. You can't advertise those without getting completely banned off every single platform and going to hell, you know, or whatever evil place you believe in that you end up in, if you, or jail. But yeah, you don't want to advertise anything where it's like I said, I have this rule: either I would buy it or I wouldn't be mad at my mom for buying it. Coral calcium, fuck Coral calcium. That was like an old infomercial, and that worked really well because they lied. But they got some cool products on GiddyUp. They do want you to like send them what website you're using and everything else. But yeah, it's good. And the reason why I like GiddyUp too, because as an affiliate, like if I refer you to it, I get a small percentage. It's like 1%, and it doesn't take away from your sales or anything like that. And it's like, if I can do that, I'm willing to basically teach people how to do it. And then, you know, if they win, I win. I love the situations where it's like, I'm a philanthropist, you know, where it's like, oh yeah, Matt, you got a commission because I did good. It's like, yeah, congratulations, you did good because I helped you. And you got to that point. So no, it's definitely one of those things to look at, is those ad networks. And there's other ones. There's like ShareSale and all these other ones, but I spent, like, when I first did it, when I first was looking for a product to advertise, I spent a long time. I literally looked through the entire ClickBank database, and at the time they had like 3,000 fucking products. Where it's worth taking a long time. The offer matters so much. Where take a long time, decide what you want to do. Look at the categories, like figure out what kind of niche you want to go in for it. Where it's like, okay, and like the categories are key for it. So for me, it was like parenting products, or like survival prepper products, or, you know, like senior products can be insanely good, and you can, you know, help quite a bit of people there too at the same time. Or, you know, if you're into tech stuff, do tech gadgets. But I'm I'm basically one of those guys who are like, you know, do what you love, because you'll put more effort into it. It'll work out better, and everything else. And for me, like I said, parent of like 700 kids, it feels like, um, it works for it. So that's my recommendations for the top three. There is other ones too, and I'm not saying don't do any other one. No, if you find a good one, let me know. I'll try it out too at the same time. But just search up affiliate networks, or even like, so this is a key one too, is eventually you get to the point where people reach out to you to promote products. Like, people ask me to be an affiliate, and then it's not on a network. I'm the only advertiser for it. I could get access to their Facebook page. Like, you could get all these advantages where, let's say you do see a badass product. I usually look at recurring. Yeah. So see, that's a good way of doing it too. And do giveaways? I usually look at recurring commission models. What kind of MLM comp plan, doing work once and leveraging a pass up model. The offer I'm looking at pays 100% commission. So that can work too. A lot of those ones that are recurring. It so I'm an arbitrage direct response junkie. I absolutely love that stuff, where it's like I instantly know and I instantly get a payout for it. If you have the money, like for beginners, it's a bit harder, because it's like, okay, you know, you have to wait until the commissions come in for the other stuff for you to really see an LTV, but you could build it up. Yeah, been around since 2009. Also, like how long they've done. I know a guy who does lead generation. Lead generation can pay out huge, but he also does it on burner accounts. And that's one of the things too, where it's like, you don't that's a harder model, where he'll make like 30K in a single day. An absolute beast for it. And he does have a course, and he's one of the few courses I believe in, because I know him and I trust him and everything, and I've seen him get the results for it. But those models where you can build up such a a downline for it, or upline, or I don't even know. I don't do much in the recurring space, but recurring can work insanely well. And I will be getting into lead generation that won't get you banned out, and like recurring stuff that won't get you banned out. But it's almost like, for example, it's like I had a friend who did like insurance. He got certified for insurance and he did it. And like the guys in insurance, the ones who have been there a long time, who've been building it up for like 5, 10 years, they're making so much money. It takes, at the beginning, you don't make like anything, because you don't have any of those, like the first payout commission isn't that much. But once you have those just constantly referring, you can build up an absolute beastly amount of just recurring payments that come in, and you're living good at that point. It is like very sustainable because you have those constantly coming in. And then depending on like what you're doing for it, even like you could do affiliate on the local business front too. So one of the people I trained, he did a similar thing with like a home improvement product. I'm not going to say which one it is, just because, out of respect for him. But basically, he just went to local contractors and he's like, hey, if I get you a sale, and he actually manages the sales part too, which provides more equity. I didn't want, like, I like to have, I don't have to worry about any of that, but he's making insanely good money, way more than on the agency model. And he just does a small, like it's a quite large, he does a city, and just for like very niche construction stuff, and he's expanding it out, and he's making 5, 6 figures a month, just doing it that way. So it's like getting access to those, even calling up local businesses, being like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm going to pay for the ad spend, and I'm going to drive you leads. If I get a sale, how much commission are you going to give me? And you could even do that with like local insurance agents and work out some kind of deal where you get commission on the downline and everything too. So it's like there's so many models to do for this. I'm really good at the arbitrage model. But I've done enough, like I've been marketing for like 13 years. I've done info products that it's a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like promoting those. But the recurring model, it can work very, very well. Sometimes the recurring model, it can change. So let's see. Okay. How many different offers are you running? Do you start them all with the same budget? Yeah, it's typically the same budget. So right now, I'm probably running about like 7 offers. Like some are kind of going up and down right now. So basically, I have one that's insanely successful and it just absolutely prints money. Um, yeah, you could do. It's where the one offer is big, but I'm working on this year just getting up to, because now I don't have my agency. So I exited my agency, and one of the big things for me was, it's like, okay, now I'm going to use affiliate to make more. Like before, I just did one off, and that's why I'm creating all these offers right here and being like, all right, I'm going to do 100 offers this year, etc. And I don't expect them all to work. I've done a couple failed offers, but like most of my hits, especially from GiddyUp, they're just like, yeah, they're making money right now, but I want them to make a bit more on that. So I'll do like 5 to 7 offers. I'm in a really good, like this month, I'll likely make 6 figures plus, if not more, from just the offers. And it says you can make a crazy postcard mailing system off the business using link shorteners that pay you $12 comp plan to become a reseller and giving out 300 receipt ebooks. So yeah, those are good. I can tell you're in the giveaway space. Like, and the good part about those is like you can, yeah, they're a really good general offer. Like one thing you have to ask is, how big is my demographic? Like if I'm just selling, like, for example, products that are very, very niche, it's like for people with cats that have dementia, which is actually probably huge. Like I'm the cat dementia expert, and you sell a product for that, it's not that big. But the very broad offers like that, where almost anybody could do them, they especially work on stuff like mailing, and they work on stuff like TV and everything. Like that's one of the things with, like, when targeting's not needed, you have one of the best offers ever. Like when it applies to so many people, it's crazy. Every 1,000 clicks is $8. So imagine someone mailing out 200 postcards and 300 links to the ebook. That's $60K. Yeah, no, it can work. Like you could do mailing for it and everything. It's just like this, the market is so big, and that's why also at the same time I'm like, do the stuff that you love, because there's just so much opportunity in all of it, even if it is quite niche, like even if it is survival. Like parents is huge. It's an absolutely huge market. So it also gives me a lot of different products I can do. So, um, but the thing is, okay, the great thing is there is no selling, just someone looking to get 1,000 recipes, giving away the books and reselling, etc. Yeah, no, it's a great model going after that. And I like how you use mailing too at the same time. But like if I was in your position, what I'd be doing is, and what I see with a lot of businesses is they crack one thing. So they're like, I'm a direct buying beast. And they sit on that. It's their only business where it's like, hey, what if you put two cards in there and you had another offer? Or it's like, what if you tried this on another method? What if you did a radio station where you own the domains and you did a radio buy or a TV buy or something like that? It could work. It could work for all of that stuff. So it's one of those things where, and I talked about it at the beginning, where it's like once you've cracked an offer, it's hard to stay hungry because you can make with the affiliate game the amount, like if you ever go to an affiliate, like one of the affiliate events, it's just ridiculous amounts of degenerate people who make way too much money. It'll be, there was one of the biggest people for ClickBank were these teens, I guess, in like California. They did California. They basically did a similar thing where they promoted, like they got really good with supplements, and these guys were making like millions and millions of dollars per month, like millions of dollars per month. And like that's fucking incredible. So you can imagine being that young, you figure you crack something, but the problem is like, well, it's not really a problem. It's good for them because it means, okay, we can apply our system on other types of affiliate networks and everything else. It links to a membership site that they could rebrand the ebooks, downline, build. Okay, so yeah, then there's that too at the same time where it's like you build an MLM into it and everything else. No, that stuff, it works really good. It does. Like there's so much opportunity and some of the unique ideas, like the idea that you came up with. There's potentially 2 million, 3 million different ideas you could have. Man, you may actually beat me for internet marketing. So I did, so unless we include like when I did web design, but basically after the recession, I used to work for, when I first moved to Vancouver, it was the first time ever I didn't do anything entrepreneurial. So I just needed a temporary job to get a place, get out of my parents' basement, etc. So I did website design for a bit and realized that I absolutely hated it, because I don't want to code all day. I was like, fuck, this is ridiculous. So like before that, 2005, I did web design. And you don't need this. See, you've been online since 2007, but at the same time, it's like you're also trying direct mail and everything else. But there's so many hacks you could apply. Like I have one method of thousands and thousands of methods. And there's good ones, there's good products, there's bad products. You're helping people, you're not helping people. You really have to see like how that fits. And for me, like when I was in the agency business, we did a ton of info products for the biggest people in the industry. And it just kind of put a sour taste in my mouth where it was like, if at the end of let's say I randomly die. Oh, my headset's dying or something. But yeah, let's say something randomly happens. I pass away and my kids are like, yeah, Matt helped this guru make millions of dollars. My daddy's such a great daddy. Like for me, it's like, all right, on my side, I want to make the world better and do parenting products and just everything else. So for online marketing, and I appreciate all the chat engagement. I'm willing to answer as many questions as you guys got on your side. I've done everything. So I started with Google Ads, and I used to think like, oh, Facebook will never work. Google Ads is like, I could bid on, if I'm selling refrigerators, I could bid on buy refrigerators, and it's intent. Like the person has intent, they're trying to buy it, and I'm just putting an ad up in front of them. But from then I went to Facebook when Facebook first started, and at the very beginning it was shit. But I've advertised everywhere. So I've done Facebook, I've done LinkedIn, I've done fucking every Twitter, you name it. So with my first agency, I did a lot of sports advertising. I worked with the Olympics, like IOC, UEFA, like all these big companies, a boxing company. And like, there's this one time when I spent about 2.5 million in a single day. And that, to spend it at the time, it required to be across everything. So I had to call up Twitter and get like a trending, put, you know how you could sponsor like a hashtag or whatever, a trend for it. And that's, at the time, that was like $300,000. And then I called up YouTube, and you can market on YouTube, which is really interesting, before the auction. So if you have a ton of money, if you're one of the big wigs, you can actually pay to have your inventory before anyone even gets access to the auction. So I called up YouTube and did like a $400,000 direct buy there. With Facebook, I had to just use self-serve. Um, the best method right now, like where I get most of the results, and I made like 1.7, and it was mainly across 1.7 million profit on an offer, just doing the arbitrage for like a book. I did the Jeff Bezos method, but I did it was a mix of Facebook, Google search, YouTube. Bing was really good for it. If you're going after an older demographic and you have something that's working on Google search, you could do the exact same thing on Bing, and it works. I've also done native marketing, Outbrain Taboola. Um, Here's a fun fact not many people know. I was actually the top gay porn advertiser in the world at one point. No hate, no hate. Absolutely, I've done so much for just gay rights, etc. on that side. But I used to spend daily like $60,000-$70,000 a day, and this was a while back for like a gay dating site that eventually got sold for tens of millions of dollars. So I've done quite a bit in the porn advertising space, and I have a lesson that I teach people about like creative, because I was in front of this. Imagine this: I'm in front of this boardroom, and it was like some of the people there were actually the models and everything, which is absolutely hilarious. So I'm in front of this corporate meeting, and I'm like going over all the numbers and the whole like the learnings from it, and this was one of the best times of my life, etc. But basically the learnings was I was explaining that dick outperforms ass, which outperforms face, and they're like, oh, we need more dicks. In those corporate meetings, like, oh yeah, let's get more dicks. And then one of the people there was like, more, I shouldn't even say the name, but like, Morris, was that you? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, wow, you're looking huge in that one, etc. So I've done lots of like weird advertising contracts. I did some that I can't even talk about, to do with like anti-terrorism, etc. If I talk about that, I go to jail immediately for it. But just performance side, where I've spent my most money is just between Google and Facebook, and like Google being YouTube, etc. We had some buyers at my last agency that, I was the chief co-founder, CMO, etc. So I trained everybody. I was the marketing brains for it. And I'm not going to take credit for it, because he was an absolute beast and he did a ton of learning on his own. But he was spending $100K a day profitably on YouTube, which it's not too often you see that in the marketing space, where somebody's spending $100,000 per day profitably. Like, think of just what your advertising spend is per month off one channel, off like a couple ads for it, a bit of targeting. It was absolutely nuts. But I find for affiliate stuff, and apologies for not getting back to you on the budget question, we could go back to budget. Is Yeah, so you don't have to spend a lot to start. I talk all these big numbers. No, you don't have to. When I first started the affiliate stuff, I didn't know anything about it. And it was in 2020. I thought my agency was going to go under because nobody knew what was going on. So I started, $30 a day. And that was the cost. Like, that was how much I got paid. So typically, in a situation where you're arbitraging an actual product, I like to spend anywhere from 100% to 150%, sometimes 200% of what it pays out for it. Of course, because I have more money now, it's easier. I'll start maybe at like 300 to 500%, but I don't take big risks when I try each product. So one of the big things that I do on my side for like each product, I don't want to spend a ton of money. You don't have to spend $10,000, and that's where direct mail is a little bit harder. You do have to do pretty large investments unless you're really like niche down into the sections for it, but you don't have to spend a lot. And usually in that time, like, even if you spend it, what happens is you'll get like a sale, maybe, or maybe you'll get nothing. Usually you get a sale, so you could like typically spend kind of like $500 and get a good idea in how close you are to actually getting the offer to go. Sometimes it's like that first $500 spend will give me enough info. Like, sometimes I'll get it back pretty much immediately. Or I'll profit from it. Like, I'm at the point now where, like, Kylo, for example, when I first launched it, it paid itself back at like a 1.5 ROAS. So if I spent $1, It's ROAS is return on ad spend. We used to call it ROI, but Facebook took over the term and called it ROAS. It's a long story. But basically, like for Kylo, it started at a 1.5. So I spent $1 and I made $1.50 back just right from the beginning. And I know your first campaign and what you first do is typically the worst that it ever performs, because, and I purposely, like, I don't do it like this landing page has so many improvements that I could add to it. Like I could capture email with just like an exit pop. There's lots of other stuff I could do to improve the performance. But like, what would I find acceptable if I made 50% of my ad spend back in like the first 5 days? So let's say I spent $70 for 5 days, $350, and I make $125 back. Like, of course, I have a $125 loss there, but I know I'm pretty close. Like, at least I'm getting sales. We're training the pixel. We're learning a lot more from it and everything else. It should just go up from there, where it's like, okay, I just have to get it, to the positive side. So what can I do? I'll look at the numbers, be like, how good of a click through do my ads have? And with Facebook, you're typically aiming for like over 1%, which is hard to get, but you're likely not going to actually get that. Get get that right off the beginning. You'll be able to, but it's really like at that point at 50%, I'm like, all right, where are my numbers weak? Where are they weak? Am I paying too much per click? Am I paying over $1 per click? Am I paying under? And it's like, if I'm paying under, but I'm still not profitable, then I'm like, okay, how well is the landing page converting? And then if I look at the landing page and I'm like, oh, this is only converting at 1%, I should be able to get this to about 3%. Or in like a best case scenario, like the offer I'm running that's printing money right now is at 5%, which is an anomaly. You can't always expect 5%. But if it's running at 1% and I get it to 3%, that's a very, 300% improvement. And that's going to push you way into the profit. Like that's how you get to your 1.5 and 2 ROAS. It's really like looking at those numbers overall. But you really have to it's also good to know like what the Facebook policy is in general. So that helps. So to know if your product can actually be advertised there. And it's usually just like you're not making claims or anything like that. If I was like Kylo, guaranteed pain relief, or if you use personal attributes, like, are you in pain? You can't say stuff like that. Okay, my idea is to create a peon marketing system where people build my business for me on the back end. Example, the funnels and systems are all linked to how to build business, mailing out the postcards, and they pay me a membership fee to have access to the system and rebrand the rights. So it's almost like a white label service. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And the thing is, if you can make people money, that's like where you turn it into an info product. And that's kind of where I'm at to some extent, where even on my side, I don't need to make money teaching how to I already make money with affiliate offers, but what I'd like to do is make an army of affiliates, which would just give me a lot more power. Like, even if let's say I sold an info product, so I'm insanely versed. I've spent literally hundreds of millions advertising info products for the biggest people you could possibly name. And yeah, I know how it works. So it's like, you typically price it at kind of like, you teach them how to do it, and as long as they can make that money back, you figure out like how long is it going to take them, like 30 days to make their money back, etc. How much financial risk are they going to have to take? But if you can make an info product where you get somebody a result, they'll buy everything through you. So for me, it's just like, I want to refer people to different affiliate networks. So I can make just even a small percentage, but I'm willing to show everything for that, because if I can have an army of people who are successful for it and just make a small percentage, it gives me a lot of power. Oh, we got a sneeze coming. I can feel it. Ugh. But it's one of those things where it's like, I can help people out that way. And like, how good would you feel if you make money? Yeah, and they make money from the links in the ebook using link share service like AdFly, just from the consumer. Yeah, and the thing is, you could basically, even if they pay you some money, you could have an army of people who are working for you, and it feels good. You get people results, you change their lives. And then you could release like more products on it, but at the same time, it could build your downline. So I'll build a downline from this of just like, of basically, getting percentages. I could give away everything if I can make a small percentage from it. And then also at the same time, you can get custom offers where I could be like, hey, this is for you guys only. Like, I worked out this affiliate deal, all of you guys can advertise it. And then more companies would come to me just because it's like, hey, Matt, you know, you have an army of trained affiliates who do it in an ethical, good way that's very controlled, you know, giving me access to more products that I could advertise, learn how to crack it, help people crack it, and go from there. But there's nothing wrong with using an info product to build your business as long as it gives them results. Like, and not results in just like, hey, sell my course more. Like, the true, where it gets really sketchy in the affiliate space, and we all know these people, you know, like the John Cristanis and everybody of the world. Yeah, I'll call out the craziest one of all, who I may or may not have worked with before, but he has legends behind him, the guy, where he just teaches people how to sell the course. So they make money learning how to sell his course and everything else. And I think that's too close of a system. When you Empower Network was great. Yeah, you did Empower. I know Empower Network. Man, it's a small world. Like, I know all of the guys. Like, I've worked with, I don't want to say names out of respect for the agency that I'm exited from, but I've worked with bloody every single one. I've worked with companies that got literally the next day they got their door kicked in by the FTC. We're at their office in Utah, and the next day, knock, knock, knock. These companies were worth hundreds of millions. They would make so much money, just in general. Also did Tim Tech products, Rocket Responder, etc. Okay, cool. I didn't do too much of that. Like, I'm more new to the, I'm aged in the marketing game, but I'm not aged in the affiliate game. Like, I figured it out, and I figured out my own way to do it, and it met all my rules. It was like, it was ethical, it was good, it gets people results. And then, of course, I took the agency exit just to be able to do this, because I find this is a better lifestyle than having clients. Like, I get to sleep at night without them lighting up being like, what's the ROAS, or we failed this event, or we did this and that. And it was just, agency life is hard, man. But yeah, you know, even if you go, my previous agency was GrowRev. Like, I co-founded it. I'm out of it now. Go to their website. You'll see the testimonials and everything that we have from the people that we worked with. Made the millions and millions of dollars in the info space. But I wanted to get out of that. And now my whole goal is just like teach people how to. One of my favorite parts about the agency was teaching people how to become digital marketers. And then now really the goal is like, because I made so much money from affiliate on the side, just hardly putting any effort into it, being like, all right, what if I did this full time? So as much as it's like, you know, I do a couple, like, I have 7 offers up right now. If I check my ad, it changes day to day based on what's profitable and what I'm allowed to sell more of. I sell some people out from time to time, but by the end of the year, I'll probably have 100 products online. That's my goal. So if one kind of, you got to be able to replace it. I hate relying on one, even if it makes you millions of dollars. And it's just like, even for, I think it's a good course for your business, and why you should try it is like, let's say something happens to your whole direct mail strategy. It's like, do you have anything other than that? And so many companies, they have one thing, and this is what happened with iOS 14.5, is e-commerce businesses went out of business at a record pace. Like, it was crazy. We had guys that literally the next day, because they weren't profitable anymore for it, they're gone. So they went from making millions of dollars to not even having a business, because they only had one acquisition channel. And it's fun, like, it's great, and you could run a whole business from it. Like, people rely on SEO, but it seems like once you find that one thing, like, you know, your direct mail boss, etc., it's in your best interest to, like, let's say if this product shuts down, or there's some other stuff to it, or, you know, you have issues with it, or for some reason you can't do it for a bit, it's like, you want to have more strategies, more products, and everything else, so you could really sleep better at night. And just like, you know, let's say, for example, if you were an absolute beast at SEO and Facebook ads at the same time, it's just so many people stop after they get one big win. Like, for me, I have one product that I could live off of, and I could do whatever the fuck I want every single day and put no effort into it. But I don't want that, where it's like, this one product is my whole life. So if something happens and that product's no longer available, or I can't sell it, or anything else, or like, let's say I have one ad network in Facebook. Let's say it's just Facebook. If something happens to my Facebook account, or I get banned, or it fundamentally changes and it works less, you really want to crack that other stuff. So I definitely recommend, like, you really look at creating that info course, so you have another way of doing it. Of course, the info course relies on that strategy to doing it, but at the same time, it's just like, it's worthwhile for you to try it online, try it other places. Like, maybe it's one of those things where you buy like newspaper ads, or except, not that anyone uses newspapers anymore. You find some other stuff that actually goes with it. It's just like your GU giveaways. I know the giveaway meta worked really, really well for general products for a bit, and then they started working less. It's like, even with trends and everything, they kind of go up and they go down, and etc. It's like webinars worked really good at the beginning of COVID, and then it kind of went into a challenge meta, and challenges worked good and webinars went down. And it's like, if you just want to try and run multiple things to it. So it's like, you really have to look for the weaknesses and what your strategy is. And these are what I like to call rich people problems, where it's like, oh, I got to build redundancy because I'm making lots of money and I want to keep making lots of money. That's 100% a rich people problem. When you're striving and you're trying to find the first way to crack it and everything else, you're striving to that point. But it's just like, imagine you're hungry and you didn't have the direct mail, and it's like, okay, I got to find another way to sell these. What's something that I could do? Maybe there's a partnership, etc. Because there's even like, one thing I'd recommend, and I could hook you up with a really, really good guy for this, is like, if you think it could work, you could do something called JVs, which is a joint venture, and get people with massive email lists to push out your offer. And then from that, you pay them a percentage of it. So you split it, you do like a 50-50 profit split, and do something like that where they push it out to their email list, because they've already built an email list of opportunity for, like, etc. Okay, I'm doing 40K monthly off my SEO agency, but despise agency clients. See, that was me. Like, my agency was doing 7 figures a month rev, and of course that, there's margin and everything else to it. But the whole client, and it's especially hard. So the first agency I worked with, I did all the traffic buying. He was the world's best SEO guy, 100% the world's best. Like, he worked with Olympics, and he's the one who got all the clients and everything. And SEO is hard, man, because you got to tell people, it's like, hold on, don't worry, SEO is coming. SEO pays off over the long term, etc. And it's like, it's client retention over that time, where it's just like, hey, it takes 6 months for this, but it's going to basically give you another channel and everything else. So the whole client agency life is very hard, and that's why I choose affiliate in the end, because I don't have to have it. And I try, like, even when I exited my agency, there was this really good, like, some guy I worked with back in the day. He had a product, and he's like, hey Matt, can you like be my digital director, etc. And I went into like so many meetings and stuff, and I was just like, man, I can't do it anymore. I can't have clients. Like, it's rich people problems by all means. So it's like, yeah, it's in your best interest to kind of try to find other opportunities on the side, because once you make 40K a month, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable, so I'm not trying to do other stuff to make, it's balancing. It's like, am I in the right opportunity? How am I going to feel? My agency has 30 employees. How am I going to feel with 100 employees? Is it going to mean I have more time in life? And it never, like, the scale of them, like, yeah, you can make money and you could potentially get an exit, but there's no point where it was like, hey, let's find out how to get Matt some days off and some time, because it just all kind of scales together. And next thing you know, it's like, money's not worth it when you're just living a life you despise. So, like, for me, it was like, I'm trying to mix it all together. I call this my third season in my life. The first season was working, and I had a bit of equity in it, working for the agency where I got to work with all the biggest sports brands, etc. It was just like 5 people. I was the only guy that bought ads. It was right at like 2008. And then, we had Vancouver Olympics, etc. Went from there. And then from there, I basically partnered up with a friend of mine. Still a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's an absolute G. I'd party with him any day of the week. We had lots of fun and everything, where I made the agency. I built my own, where it was co-founded, and we grew it. Because the last guy from the first agency, he didn't really want to scale it. He was already rich. He had 6 exits. He lived in 2 different places. Lived in Salt Spring Island during the summer, and lived in Sayulita, Mexico during the winter. Everyone was jealous of his life. We talked to Google execs, and they'd be like, "Oh, David, we're so jealous of your lifestyle that you live." And I'm like, "Yeah, me too." But he didn't have any need to scale, and for me as an entrepreneur, I'm like, "Okay, maybe I want scale because I want money and I want this and that and everything else." But it's like, from that, it's a question of, is it worth time? Is it worth your time? It is. It pays out. You can't complain about it. I've worked at a lot of shit jobs and I'm grateful for it and everything else. But I feel like life in general is just kind of like this moving target of, it's like, okay, I found money. Like, then how do I make money and feel more fulfilled with my clients, or not have clients, or just like figure out something at the end where it's like, if I could tell you, hey, you can make 20K a month and only work for an hour a day with no clients, no meetings, no anything else, versus your 40K and you have to work a lot. It's like, what would you pick? And it's like, in the end, I'd prefer less money. Like, because it's not about, like, you learn really fast. Money sucks when your life is not that fun and you have to deal with the stuff that you don't want to deal. So it's like, you want to keep trying. You want to keep trying to crack it, and everything else. But good on you, though. I feel for you. Okay, my main business was buying and reselling video games and retro consoles. Just draining, bro. That's cool. So listen to this. I tried to start, because I'm a gamer. I tried it. I tried to start collecting, and then I was like, fuck, this collection sucks. There's so much stuff. You need like a whole dedicated room, and there's unlimited amounts to it, and there's so much hunting. And yeah, you can make money flipping and everything, but it's just like, you have to ask yourself, like, why am I getting up at 7 a.m. being the first at garage sales trying to find all this old stuff so I could flip it on eBay and blah, blah, blah. It's like, even if you made more money doing that, but it took all your time, you'd rather do less for it. That's really kind of, it's kind of one of those things where when something just absolutely drains you. And that's it. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. I believe you do have to work hard. And like, if that was the case and I had to do agency to make money and everything else, then yeah. Profit Singularity. Let me check I probably actually know who these guys are. I know everybody in the space. We literally worked with Profit Singularity. Let's see. These are all affiliate links. We know this. It's all affiliate based stuff. Ultra. Just hit me with the fact that I can see. Basically, reviews are one of the big ways to do it. Let's see. Man, these guys are really just, so a lot of this stuff right here is just so they can own it. But I'm guessing what they're doing is just making you so passive income through affiliate marketing. I have a feeling it's just selling the course. Like, if their course only teaches you how to sell the course, then it's probably not worth it. Oh, so the Pinterest thing I get a lot, and I'll explain that one. So let me see. For some reason, Firefox just doesn't want to load stuff. Okay, let's give it even more. Buy Profit Singularity. My results. The fact that they have this much stuff. Watch my full testimonial. So this is like, they're just basically trying to sell it. Yeah. So Profit Singularity, nope. I'm giving them a big bleh. It's just teaching you how to, and this is how they're making so much money in general. It's like a user sells it and then they get paid to sell more of it. So they're making, so even though, let's say you buy it for $1,000, but they know that your LTV is you'll sell on average, say maybe 3 courses. You have a $4,000 course, and that's why they could be everywhere. Plus, they're just remarketing you too at the same time. YouTube ads work 100%, but not for selling this kind of stuff. Oh, see, when it ends in 97, you know they're marketers. One-time payment. Groove sell. Oh, no, I wouldn't recommend this plan. It's just going to teach you how to sell that. Okay, what's your views on making YouTube channels, etc., and using Pinterest? So Pinterest isn't a good platform in general for selling. Like, it was something that worked, but they purposely, so there used to be this whole like make money thing, and even my wife's friend talked about it, etc. YouTube channels can work, like, so there is profitable ways to make YouTube, and those money making schemes can work, where they basically, you know, they'll do Reddit threads and then just use like a robot voice and make hundreds of videos, and then they make money off AdSense. That is a thing. It's very controlled by how the YouTube organic algorithm works, and if they do get recommended. So they'll basically, there's like a whole make money online thing where with YouTube, they'll teach you how to make these videos that are very, very clickbait. They're clickbait videos. You don't have to make them yourself. So you can pretty much get like a VA to take care of most of it for you, etc. Like, it can work. It's not, in the end, it's like, are you doing the world good? I guess you're making content and stuff. But the Pinterest thing, the reason why that doesn't work is like sharing and following. Is Pinterest is, so you used to be able to make affiliate money from Pinterest, but it's such a window shopper platform. Nobody buys from Pinterest. Like, I've done ads on Pinterest for photography products, like perfect products for Pinterest, and it doesn't really work. And if you try to do it organically, what happens is they see if you have a link that's trying to sell in it, and then they just make it so you don't get organic from it. So they're teaching you how to grow Pinterest and be like a Pinterest influencer. In my opinion, that's the worst platform to sell from. Like, you'd be better off buying products and like selling them on TikTok with short videos. Like, the Pinterest thing, really, it used to work, doesn't work right now. So I wouldn't try any of the like Pinterest pinning and following people and stuff. Like, of course you can grow Pinterest and that can be good, but as like an organic marketing channel, there's much better channels right now. So I wouldn't do the Pinterest one. When it comes to making YouTube channels, like, yeah, that one can work. I've seen it work. You're basically making money off ads. You're in full control by YouTube. But what they do is they teach you how to make just a shit ton of videos in hopes that some will catch on, how to make really clickbait videos. You do it with a robot voice and just basically use like B-roll to it. Yeah, like TikTok. Well, and the reason why TikTok works and what you want to look for right now, and like what the future marketing meta is short form video, like those story ads, stories, reels, shorts, etc. They have more inventory available right now than anything. So over 50% of Facebook inventory is basically in this. No one goes through the feed anymore, not much at least. They're doing the reels, and they're addicting. They're heroin in binary form. That's what I like to call it. And the thing is, why I say TikTok is you have to look at platforms that are easy to grow organically. And like with TikTok, you can have videos get like 500,000 views. Like, I could post a product video and get a ton of views on it. Like, it's really easy to get organic attention there, versus like, let's say you post on your Facebook feed, you add hashtags, etc., and your page has no likes. No one's gonna ever see it. It'll be like 0. And other stuff like is really hard for that, like Instagram feed, really hard. But I like to look at kind of what are people watching right now. And like YouTube Shorts, I could post a video on YouTube Shorts, they're not that good, and get like 1,000 views on it, which is great, you know, compared to Facebook, which would get like a Facebook reel will get tons of views, but not something in the feed. So yeah, you want to look at all those, because all those platforms, like I do shorts across all of them, and like on Facebook I have a short that did like 4,500 views, just being like, here's the top 3 affiliate networks, etc. So I'm doing a lot to crack that, and we're in a different marketing meta right now. So the true meta that we have in marketing has completely changed. Where it used to be like feed based and ads and everything, now it's very low attention spans with these shorts. And if you notice the content you see on them when you're going through shorts and everything, and like the business stuff, is you're basically doing an ascension model. So you're going from this 15-second short or whatever the time is for it, and then you're trying to push them. Like, think of how a podcast advertises, for example, like a Joe Rogan clip. You'll see a Joe Rogan clip with David Goggins, and he'll be like, yeah, I ran 100 miles, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll be like, okay, crap, I'm interested. And then from there, you'll watch a 3-hour video. But if you had a 3-hour video start, you wouldn't kind of watch through it. Or if you had an ad for that 3-hour video, you likely wouldn't see it. It's just basically like a clipping concept. So like the new meta right now is the jumps from time. And I think the true ascension and what you want to do, like even as a course seller, would be a 15-second clip, basically being like, this is how you make money online, et cetera, et cetera. I do a, watch the video. You send them to like a 5-minute video explaining it. And it's like, watch the whole webinar. And then I send them to an hour webinar that would actually sell the product. So like you're basically based on attention span, cheapest clicks, the most views you're going to get right now is going to be these short forms, these very short videos. And this is what marketing is right now. And not many people are good at marketing and stories and reels and everything else because it's such a small amount of time. I always joked, like in my agency, I'll be like, soon we're going to have a 1-second pre-roll, which the ad will just be like, and then it's done. They won't even have a chance to click. But it's like attention spans are low, but you have to look at like, and it's just like with when Facebook became big, look at where all the attention's going. And all the attention right now is on these like short form videos. Like I think one of the biggest agencies that we're going to see in the future is just these agencies helping companies make this short form content, because everybody's just watch, scroll. And you're almost using your content itself as the funnel. So it's like, I could advertise to everybody and be like, hey, here's the top 3 ways in 2023 to make money. Affiliate marketing, best way. Running an agency, another way. It's still, it could be better though. SEO agency. And then from there, and then I'll be like, I got a 5-minute video outlining like every single opportunity online right now. They watch that video, and then you'd be like, hey, you explain it, affiliate marketing's better. Then you'd send to the webinar, basically being like, hey, here's my info product. I teach you how to do the affiliate marketing. I go through step by step, etc., and kind of go from there. So you have to really think about like how people are consuming. I think one of the most underrated things you can do is just like mentally just putting yourself in people's shoes is one of the biggest things. Like what are you seeing people do? What are you doing with content, etc.? And like what's your demographic doing? And if you're like only kids do that, it's only a matter of time before adults do that. Because like Facebook, everyone at the beginning of Facebook advertising, I got the same complaint people give me with TikTok advertising, which is like only kids are on the platform. And it's like, no, you could target 65 plus on it and get tons of views. Eventually everybody's going to be on these type of platforms. Of course, like what Instagram did with Snapchat, to steal the same kind of thing, etc. So like it is being spread across more platforms. We have Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, etc. But if you see what people are doing, it's typically that. And it's like with YouTube, people still watch lots of videos on there. That's what it's native for. But it's also, what are people doing on their phones? Because I experienced the switch of people using only desktop to slowly mobile was going in, and then mobile overtakes desktop by like 90% now. So it's 90% mobile traffic and 10%. That's why, like, for example, when I do these pages, I actually put a lot of attention into just like mobile usability, make it easy for them to buy on mobile, make big buttons, so because they're a lot of people, they won't change the page when it's on a new platform, which is crazy, where it's like, hey, Peggy is not going to be able to click. They're not going to be able to click that buy now button over there because she has to use her finger to do it. And if you have a tiny one, she's going to be like, oh, damn it, I want to buy it, but I can't. And it's like any bit of resistance you provide in that whole process is not going to be good. And it's a question of like, hey, are you using the phone real estate properly and everything? It's like, it's really just putting yourself in the buyer's shoes of like how to find people and everything else. Like, what are people doing? And usually the cheapest cost, the best cost, and where the future is like, what's blowing up right now. Yeah, mobile responsive is everything right now. If your page doesn't work for mobile, I guarantee it's not going to work just in general. They do. A lot of funnel tools have it, but also the one of the things that mobile introduced, and just in general, is most people don't have like a good phone, etc. So like website speed is now an issue again when you have mobile phones. You have to be able to optimize. Um, you have to be able to optimize speed because you don't think so. You don't think that you think everyone's going to have your experience, which me, I'm on like 1.5 gigabit, etc. But like I travel to a place like Australia and their connected internet connection sucks. And if you optimize a page there to be faster, then your results just get better. So it's one of the reasons why I use this right here, Oxygen Builder, because it has the fastest load time and it's also really good loading on mobile, etc. And like if you want to make a big difference in your product in general, it's just like, make it better on mobile. Like for this one, for example, I could see like, okay, shit, I should probably make this a little bit bigger on mobile, so it takes up the full screen and everything else. But you really just want to look at that, like put yourself in that position. How does it feel? How does it look? Like for something like this, I'm like just doing mobile layout, I'm like, okay, this image doesn't, if they have to scroll past 17 images before they get to the content, they're not going to go that far. It's going to block them. And it's all about like looking at the UX or usability. So it's like knowing how they're going to search through it, putting it in a position where you basically are like, am I objection handling throughout it? Like, what are they going to be saying at this point? So they're like, oh, this product, yeah, but it sounds like a bloody scam. So the first thing I do is I'm doing a study on it. So I'm objection handling from the beginning, telling more about the product, going over, redoing objection handling again, telling them, like giving them assurance, like 90-day back guarantee, because they're like, yeah, but if it doesn't work, I'm screwed for $100, $200, etc. So it's like really just kind of looking at all the different portions of it and just optimizing it there. And usually, like, I'm not a designer by any means, but I kind of do know direct response. But I think where I benefit is I've always been able to just be like, I'd click my ads, I'd go through the website on my phone and be like, what could be better? What don't I like? What would throw me off? It's usually like certain things would, or like the buy buttons are hard to press. There you go. You get like a 20% gain just increasing your buy buttons. Or like I didn't do any objection handling, where they, at the end of it, they found out about the product, but they have no testimonials saying otherwise, or social proof, or all these other things for it. So it's kind of like really looking at that. And one thing you'll probably know on your side, just just on the SEO agency side, it's like SEO is also very important for page speed and usability, and Google really does the quality there. But it's the same for advertising results. Like a landing page can make a huge difference in a world where it's hard to have the competitive edge with ads. You have to look at what else do I have to work with. It's like when the algorithm takes care of all the smart stuff for like finding your buyer, and like I do a lot of general targeting and lookalikes and etc. Like there's lots of different campaigns I do there. um let's say if that was my advantage, and if it's no longer my advantage, I have to start focusing on the other stuff. I have to find, okay, you know where else can I find efficiency on that side and really affect the number overall. And typically it's like, even though I'm not a designer anymore, it's like landing pages, it's everything. Okay, I think the biggest starting point is creating distribution channel, a place to build a presence for your brand and build trust and providing value because it makes sales. It's all about solving someone's problem, like Russell Brunson. Yeah, Russell Brunson, he's I worked I worked with him. I've worked with that company, directly. Absolute legends there. I actually helped them build Conversion API into the software itself. So I know those guys really well. And it's not even a distribution channel. Like the thing of why there's multiple reasons why I do a publication. It's a distribution thing. It's also to get around, like, I can't just pretend to be the inventor of Kylo, because people use that in really bad ways, and they'll say stuff that'll get the company in legal problems. There's lots of advantages, and it's also at the same time, like, when you build a publication, you're also building an asset that's eventually sellable. It makes it easier to collect data, get databases, and everything else. But like you could view that as, and you don't have to just build a distribution channel on one thing. Like I have Parent Trends YouTube, I have Parent Trends Facebook, except it goes across all the different channels for it, and I naturally get growth for it. Just like when I advertise on Facebook, I now have like 400 likes on it, even though I've spent fucking tons of money. The odd person likes it, it gets good reviews and everything else, but there's lots of advantages to it. So it doesn't just have to be like a one point distribution channel. Your distribution channel could be across social, it could be across anything, and also having that brand, like the more you can build that brand, the more social proof you have, the more trust it has, the easier it is to recommend products. You get an email list built up from it. Like there's so many factors in general. Like some of the biggest affiliates have just promoted other people's products, collected emails over time, and now they have a 3 million person list, and they don't need to advertise anymore. They just post them to their list, and people trust that person. So like, there's a lot of influencers in the space where they're email list builders. Anik is one of the big ones too. At the same time, from Learn, he does the same thing. I've went to WebinarCon, all those big events that cost like thousands of dollars and everything. But, I look at his strategy, and it's like, he doesn't have to have a winning product anymore. He has such a big list, such a big distribution channel and everything, that he just literally, he could hoard out to whoever he wants pretty much. Like it doesn't really matter anymore for him. Like he doesn't have to have his brand working, etc. He's made a brand, Learn, that could sell any info product. He's like he basically made a publication of info products to some extent, and it's the same thing. So you have to think about it. And I've worked with some of the largest publications in the world. Like I worked with the world's largest LGBTQ publication, who eventually sold to High Times, etc. And I saw how they set up and how they, like, people pay for ads on them and they could promote products and make money and stuff. And I'm like, publications are a pretty badass way, and they're really accessible. Like you don't have to write articles all the time. You don't have to do much. You could outsource stuff. There's so many different, like some of the big affiliate guys, they'll be like, new trends. So that'll be their whole website. And they're just advertising affiliate stuff. So they're building in that trust. They're building a database. And if they ever want to exit, they've made millions from it. They can see the revenue. They see everything. You're building equity in that. So you can, if somebody comes to me and they're like, Matt, $100 million Parent Trends, you have a 10 million list, and you have this and that and these visitors, and you make this much revenue and everything else. It's just a really good way to do it in general. So no, I think the publication is so much easier than to build a product, because you could push around and stuff. I haven't written a single parenting product by any means, or not a parenting product, but a parenting blog. I have a parenting website. No, it's all just products. I don't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna rate 3 ways to properly hit your children. No, I'm kidding. But there's a reason why I'm such a troll, and I laugh at too much stuff that people don't find funny anymore. So I'm like, fuck, I can't rate I can't rate articles. People hate me because I'll just think it's funny. I've been interested in starting niche sites with my SEO know-how, but never done anything in affiliate marketing. You blow my mind. But, well, I'm glad I can. I want to inspire, and at the end of the day, if you come back to me in a couple of years and you're like, Matt, I did, and I made millions, and you changed my life, I'll feel better about that than whatever, making sales and etc. Okay, I'm about to start a new niche site in the permaculture space for a client, close friend, but never know how to integrate the affiliate side. The affiliate side is just easy, where it's like, what are the products they'd recommend? I don't even know what permaculture is. Probably something, but there could be lots of stuff that you just really want to take a look, and like, what would be something they recommend? Like a pain patch isn't a parenting product. I'm not gluing these things on my kids yet. But it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh man, every parent needs a pain patch. If your kid's a pain in your ass, just slap it on. No, I don't do that. Yeah. And that's the whole thing too. You have to look at, So in any kind of niche, and it's good to go broad. Like parenting's really broad, where I could be like, hey parents, check out this product, this is a good one. And I could even recommend like stuff like prepper stuff to parents and everything else. And I have an older senior site that, like, you know, you can move different things into it that they'd be interested in. So you want to go pretty broad overall. And what I see a lot of YouTubers do is show hundreds of ways to make money, then they just recommend their main business in the description or at the end of the video. Yeah, they're just trying to get the views. They're like, 100 ways for me to make money. Like my videos, subscribe, watch, etc. You know, it's like, you really have to look at what their motive is and how they're making money and everything else. Where, how many YouTubers have you seen recommend fucking products or doing stuff where they've never even done it or tried it? They're like, hey, you know, make money with crypto. Just white label and noise canceling earbuds and call them silence kids. Yeah, or like a special type of tape, you know, kids tape, put it on their mouth. So they don't make noise, blah blah blah. But so you can always do joke products and stuff like that, but yeah, you really have to look at the motive. So like, even when you recommended that other one, like I've heard of them before, Profit Singularity, and like they're teaching you how to make money to benefit them. They're not actually making you money.
Hello everyone.
You know, they're ClickBank offer motherfuckers. So it's a ClickBank offer that teaches you how to sell ClickBank offers and everything else. Like, it's a model that works for them. And yes, maybe some people will make money doing it, and they're like, hey, it worked for me, buy the thing so I can make money and have it work for me. But it's just like, it won't work overall. See, for me, it's like, I don't, and I call them out in all my shorts and everything. It's like, don't take an affiliate course if they're teaching you how to sell their affiliate course, because they're not actually teaching you anything. They're just trying to have you take all the risk, which is true in the end. It's not sustainable. It's not anything. It's like anything. It's a whole, they're like a true MLM, where I just make money selling the course on how to make money, but there's nothing behind it. Like, there's nothing else that they actually get from
it. Out of which $28,000 was profit.
Oh, okay.
This was January and
Permaculture,
February.
Basically regenerative
Let me show you
agriculture. They overlap a lot. Shit.
For today.
Well, I got lots of stuff there, and maybe that's a good thing. Like, you could sell those kind of offers, because if you believe in that stuff, it's like, look at what the audience believes
Yesterday, my ad spend was around
you know,
$9,000.
let's give them a bucket
Again,
that'll make them
today,
mad. They're
I think
bloody,
it's
they're
around
hippies and
$8,000.
paranoid bastards.
So
You know,
pretty
I
much
think the government's against
the
them,
last 7
etc.
days, my total
Or, you know,
profit
or maybe they're
is
the
more than
organic and they're the
$64.
you know, I want to
So
make the
yeah, I
world
just
better.
followed whatever they put in the
And
course
everybody
and
should
put
get
it in
unlimited
quite
money
well.
so they could buy
Profit
soy
Singularity
only
provides
and
immense value for
guacamole
money.
and
You
become
just
vegan.
need
Like,
to follow
it
the
could be one of those
system,
things where
stay
you sell
focused,
like
and put in the
those types of
required work,
products, because
and eventually
yeah,
you
just
will
because you
find
have
the
a
winning funnel. And once you find
just
your
because you
breakthrough,
have a
you
site
get
on
into
it doesn't
your
mean
first
you couldn't do
1K
like
day,
top products.
5K
Like, you
day,
know,
even 10K
we
day is
believe
very
in
much
doing good
achievable.
for the earth, and we only
So if
promote
you're someone
products
still on the
that do
fence,
good,
or
that
if
are
you have any
that
doubts
meet these
about joining
rules. They're
this program,
sustainable. They
then I
make
would
me
say
money.
this program
They,
is totally worth it.
but
I
you know,
believe
just
there
kind of
is
looking
no
at
better
stuff like
program
that,
out
where maybe
there
it's
when it
you're
comes to YouTube
you're
ads.
selling some type of
You
like
should definitely go
supplements,
for it.
or
Thank you.
one of the best businesses I've ever heard of. So this is a basic e-commerce business. I talked to him a long time ago. It was like, it was the smartest thing I've ever heard. And like, listen to this business. So he basically sold fake purses off Alibaba, not like fake designer, but they're just like pleather, crappy purses. You know, they cost him like $1 each. And he's like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call them vegan purses because they have no leather. So he sold a vegan purse brand. It's like selling vegan shoes, you know. Here's cheap shoes, but guess what? They're so cheap they don't use animals, which is brilliant, you know. Like, fuck, that was one of the smartest things I've ever heard. I give that guy full credit. You know, he basically took a shit product, spun it around, and he was like, vegan purses. You know, these are sustainable. Not a single cow died because we make it from chemicals and plastic, and everything else. And like, that's one of those interesting products where you really got to think of marketing that way too at the same time. You know, it's one of those big things where it's, you know, if you're selling, you got $1 shit purses from Alibaba, who can your market be? Who's the potential for it? You know what? I only sell pleather because I can't sell the expensive ones or compete there. So get yourself a vegan purse today, you know? it's one of those brilliant marketing moves. So just thinking of it like that, like there's some absolute brilliance that I've seen in the marketing space of people and products and everything else. Like it's absolutely nuts. Like that was the smartest one. So he sold these $1 purses. Instantly the price went up. He's not selling $10 purses anymore. Motherfucker's selling $70 to $120 purses. Same purses that people are trying to sell on their shitty e-commerce site. But he's like, don't worry. Catering, I'm niching, I'm catering the market. These are vegan purses because they're all fake leather. And it's like, and they're also the cheap, shitty purses too at the same time. But the guy made millions and millions of dollars from it. And it's like you hear those ideas and you just get inspired from it. And there is there is courses out there that do give you good results. You just have to see like what's the scam indicator? Scam indicator is like that the course just teaches you to benefit them in the end, and that you probably won't make money, versus it's like the guy that I was talking about with who does leads. He doesn't teach you how to sell his leads. He teaches you how to sell leads for like insurance and cars. And even though he has a non-sustainable, like you get banned from Facebook for life for doing it type model because of how he does it, it's so good. Like in the end, he's teaching you how to do. So it's like you really want to see what the course is teaching you how to do, and just question, is it benefiting them if I do it? Or is it just benefiting them that I buy the course? Because there's nothing wrong with that. If you sell a course that gets people results, charge as much as you want. If I'm guaranteed to make you $1 million, I'd buy a $500,000 course if it could teach me what it takes to make $1 million. That's fine. But if it's teaching me what it takes to make them a ton of money, it's probably bad. It's probably not good. It's probably not sustainable. Because there's no like core value to it. And you're not learning any skills from it. They're usually just giving you swipe files, and they're like, hey, get your ad account banned, because if we advertise it, we're fucking banned for life already. We've been through so many Facebook burners, it doesn't work. Grandma's account banned, aunt's account banned, family hates me. Every account is actually banned for it. And then they teach you methods like, oh, we'll teach you secret methods, like doing those review articles that show up on Google and those videos on YouTube, like, oh, you just do a good review of the course and people click and buy. And it's like, well, that benefits them, which, it's all smart and brilliant and everything, but I can't sleep at night doing that. Like, it's not good. Yeah, most of them teach you the hook to sell their business and sit back and they clicked. Thing, yeah, and already have the money, even if you don't make money. Yeah, they just basically teach you to take a risk for their business, which is wrong. You don't want that. Like, you could tell. And those are bad actors, and like some of these people are actually convinced that they're actually doing good in the world. They're like blessed, blessed. I'm doing the world so fucking good and blah 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 and everything. No, they're not. They're not. They're just trying to benefit themselves off other people. And a lot of the times their methods won't actually make the other people money. They just have a zero risk commission salesperson that takes all the risk. They put all the time into it and everything else. And like in the end, they just care about more people signing up for courses and everything else. And that's why I teach people like I'm not ever going to teach how to sell my product. No. It's like, here's stuff that I'm doing. I know it works. I can sleep good at night. Here's my method. I'm willing to talk about other methods, and I'll give a method full credit. I don't care. If the method works, then heck yeah. You think it's possible to start here? Yeah, I'll be doing like 30-second earn money videos on TikTok giving tips. See, something like that. You get interest and you get a bunch of people through it. Okay, so you think it's possible to start learning and earning from affiliate publication on the side? I need to keep SEO agency to pay my mortgage, of course. Yeah, I did it. I started it all. I was running a massive agency at the time, and it didn't take that long. Like, you got lots of time. It's that extra oil that you build. You don't have to dig into it. I'm not spending look at my lives. I only work when I'm fucking live pretty much. It's 100%. It's how I started, and it's like I found it. It was so crazy. It was making me more than the fucking agency in the end and everything else. And it didn't take it's a front end. You have to really look at opportunities too of like, where's the effort? And with affiliate, a lot of it is front end for it. Like you do all the effort and then you see if it works and it gets you profit, etc. And it's done. And there's not too much to do after that. But with like an agency, it's like sustained amount of effort. You're always doing the same. There's no like, okay, I got a client, now I don't have to do anything. No, it's you're always doing effort for it. So you just put the time equity into it. Like I have one weekend, 2 to 4 hours a day is more than enough. What I did, like my first offer, I built the whole thing. So this offer that made me 1.7 million changed my fucking life. Got me these awards, changed the way that I looked at the world and earning money. I was like, okay, this weekend I'm going to find an offer. I'm going to build a landing page. I'm going to make ads. I'm going to get it online. And what I hoped for it was that it would just pay a phone bill. Not that I needed it. I was already making a lot of money, but I was worried because the whole pandemic, etc., was coming. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put in this time. I'm going to try it because I'm not going to ever find anything if I don't try something. So I put some time into it. I created the landing page. I made it like a publication, etc. You know, I did it. I tried it. And I was at first it wasn't that profitable. I spent a couple days. I'm like, yeah, it's not working, not working. And then after a couple more days, it was working and it was getting better and better. And then I found out that I wasn't getting credit for the upsells. And then I was like, holy shit, I'm making a ton of money. So I eventually cranked it. So I was spending like, I was making like 10K a day off of the offer. And I was like, it blew my mind. And since I come from that background of ad buying, I wasn't scared to spend money. And I knew I was going to get the money back. So I spent because it takes like 2 weeks to get paid out, I was like, fuck it. 3K a day, 5K a day spend, etc. Because I was making so much money back. I'm like, this is the best investment you could ever do. And I figured out and I calculated, how do I get myself to zero but make the most amount of money? And then when the affiliate checks started rolling in, it was like $40,000 check and a $50,000 check and like all this money. And like I knew more were coming in the end. So I didn't have liquidity problems anymore from it. But yeah, I basically was like, if I could always do the GDP, gross domestic product of that weekend, like if I did that more times, even if it took me, like I always say, if I had to try 100 offers before I found one or figured it out, like I gained lots of skills from it and everything else, I would have done it. 100 weekends to then make over $1 million. Yeah, fuck yeah, all day. People have way worse. There's people like, digging up cobalt for iPhone factories and shit right now. We don't have it too bad, but it's not like a sustained effort thing. Once the ads start buying, it's going like us. There'd be times when I wouldn't touch it for weeks, and then I'd pay somebody to do all the comment moderation and stuff. So I literally, because I had no time with the agency, I was working crazy amounts of time. So I only had like maybe 5-10 minutes a day to work on it after it was all set up, etc. But it just like that was what changed my life for it. Like that was the big thing. It wasn't just like, I ramped it up. It went crazy. I saw these other, like I talked to some affiliate people and was like, hey, like some of the big guys in it, because I went to all these big events. And I was like, is this stuff real? Like, how much are people making? Like, what do you see? What are like the top 10? And they're like, bro, the top 10 would blow your fucking mind. And that's when they told me about the kids from California. I shared a cab to the airport with one of the main business development guys at ClickBank. And I was just kind of picking his brain casually. I'm not asking for like, tell me the secret fucking information. I need to know exactly what they're doing and everything else. I was just like, what's the opportunity there? And when he said that, I got really motivated. And then I just ran it. I was doing all agency stuff, and it was bringing in so much money that it broke my fucking mind, because I'd never made daily money like that before. The agency paid me well. I was making, more than 40K a month. But my first month, like what really broke my mind is like when I cleared like, it's like 180K in a month profit. And that was just like, honey, we need fucking write-offs. Let's get meal service. Let's get a cleaner. Let's do this. Let's do that, etc. You're like, then you have rich people problems where it's like taxes and etc. But no, it's definitely like, it's worth trying. And like, even if it doesn't work, all the stuff you learn from it is going to help you in other ways. There's so much stuff that I've done with affiliate where it's helped me with it helped me with the agency because of me cracking affiliate. I was spending so much money that I was learning all these new techniques I didn't know before, because I was back in the trenches. I was digging out trenches being like, all right, what's this? What's that, etc. Going from there. So that was like one of the big things where I made the agency millions of dollars with those strategies that just absolutely propelled us through COVID. And that's when we got some of our best results and everything else. So it's like on that, you don't really have much to lose on it. You just try it out. And just even if like you don't have to just create a publication, spend a weekend just being like, I'm gonna give it 5 hours of time, and it can be split up where I'm just gonna be very decisive on what I do, and I'm gonna just look at all the offers and see like how this would look. Or I'm gonna look on Facebook and see who's running ads for that offers and how they are, and being like, okay, what can I do this way? What strategies are they using, etc. Like it's definitely worth your time. You don't have to do it. You don't have to launch tomorrow. You know, you don't have to be like me where I just did like 2 landing pages in a day, etc. I'm also doing this because I get to, like, I have a double advantage. I create content, I help people at the same time and everything else. And then I'm going to be creating, if I'm going to be doing it anyways, fuck, might as well stream it, you know? It doesn't hurt me in any way. No, if more people get on the offer, it can be a net positive for everybody, because it's like it'll remarket between all those people advertising it. And you know, I could tell when there's people spending big in the products that I'm advertising, because I'll see my sales uplift too, so it's a benefit. But yeah, you could definitely do it. It's realistic. You know, even if it takes you more time, even if you're like, you just have to go about it being like, hey, you know, maybe I can make a couple $100 extra. You know, you're going to learn from it. You're going to be like, figure out what you like to do. Maybe you'll even just find something in affiliate marketing that you like more, where you're like, hey, you know what? I like the digital advertising spot. Maybe I should add this to my SEO, etc. Or maybe this helps you pay for like a VA for your life. Having VAs are amazing. Just taking care of that. But all right. On that note, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you guys. I got to get going though. It is pretty late. I do have to spend time with my wife at some point. Because you know, that would be nice. But it's good talking to you guys. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna stream like every day this week, because I'm like I said, I'm just creating offers and doing it. Feel free, jump in. I love that you guys ask me questions. I'm a completely open book. And the great thing to do is you mirror the content to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. Yeah, no, that's it. You create the content once and you can go across everything. You know, it's really like it's just like when I crack something on Facebook, then I'm like, all right, what's the next step? Let's crack it on YouTube. Let's crack it. Let's crack it on Instagram. Let's make it work on TikTok. Let's try it out. Now that I have this extra money to work with, but, you know, and it's like, let's try to SEO it. Let's see if I can get that sweet, that free SEO traffic. It just takes sweat equity and 100 meetings for some reason. I'm not sure fucking why, but clients want 100 meetings, and they always ask me like, is it uplifting? You know, you have to explain, you got 10 times more impressions, and they're like, what does it mean in sales? And you're like, fuck, I wish I could fire them, but I can't. I need the money. But yeah, do it on the side. I never recommend. Anybody listening to this, do not quit your job. Do this on the side. Spend a couple hours per day. You know, spend a weekend. Just be like, you know what, this weekend, I'm not going to go out to the rave and, you know, and find and do whatever, or I'm not going to go on this fishing trip and do it, and just do it then. Don't ever jump into, when you have the mentality and when you need something, you always make the wrong decisions. Okay, I'll start with your recommend. Check those offers on your affiliate links for GiddyUp, ClickBank, and try to highlight some opportunities. Yeah, no, definitely. I'll help you along the way. Let me know how you go, but don't feel obligated. Like, don't just be like, I need to start creating now. Take a look around, be strategic about it. You have to basically, you know, really think about your niche. Like, is this something I want to do? Am I just trying to find, don't follow money. Don't just be like, well, I heard there's a lot of money in selling insurance, I got to sell insurance. No, if you like something else, if you're like, I love tech and tech gadgets, do tech gadgets, because even if there's a bit less money, who cares? But Tyler, thanks for jumping on. GU giveaways, that's probably your legal name, I'm guessing. Absolute pleasure to talk to you, and the other member. We had a Twitch subscriber, Sanstera. I butcher every name. I'm like the worst for it, but absolutely appreciate you guys coming in, and chatting it up, asking questions. That's why I'm here. Like, I want to make a difference and help people. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Let's do it. Let's make it rain 2023. I will see you guys tomorrow.